Oh, guys, welcome to Zerg Gold 3. I know it says Silver 1, but it's a lie. The league is a lie. MMR was bugged in this game. It was buggered. It was buggered. And it's not legit. It's actually Gold 3 going to Gold 2. So you didn't click the wrong video. You clicked the right video. It's okay. It's going to fix after the first game. Because now they fixed it. I know this because I played my Protoss last night and it got fixed. So don't worry. You're good to go. Also, I had WoW music on right there. My bad. I should have turned it off. We're good now. But yeah, we're good to go. We got ourselves some Gold 3 action, dude. So what's changed in Gold 2 to Gold 3? A few things. We're actually going to take our Overlord now, and we're actually going to scout more of the base. Rugby Rat, thank you very much, dude, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much, man. Vibu gift in the chat for you, dude. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so we're going to, we're doing a couple things, right? We're going to use Overlords a little bit more elaborately, a little more intelligently now. Okay, he's blocking my gas. I'm not gonna lie, it's okay, guys. It's totally fine. We're gonna go for an 18 pool, 20 gas. This guy is, his name is PP, and he's double gas blocking me. This guy is what you like to call a troll of the ladder. Do I care right now? Not at all. Am I gonna kill these gases with drones? Definitely not. If this happens to you, by all means, feel free to take a gas at your natural. Let's take a drone and send it down to my natural, and just build one of our gases at our natural. And now look at him, he's smacking my hatchery with the probe, right? PP is really smacking me. He's hit me hard. Anyways, what's the goal for Gold League? What's the goal for Gold League? We're learning how to use camera hotkeys now. We're gonna use this to inject. We're learning how to, and again, why are we learning how to camera hotkeys? I just showed you guys, if you watched the video, that was just like the introduction to Gold League, essentially, for camera hotkeys. It's definitely all right there. Let's send 3 drones now down to our gas. So again, we're learning camera hotkeys. We're starting to scout more of the base with our, okay, now he's cannon rushing me, so let's go ahead and send drones at that. Okay, cannons are done. So if cannons are done, check this out. Just do this. Oh, yeah. Just literally do this.
Man, your series is so awesome.
Okay.
Insight but deeply satisfactory to see you macro around us micro noobs.
Thank you very much for the support, dude. Appreciate you. Warcraft. Okay, let me talk for a little bit, guys. I'm gonna tell you how to deal with this shit. Grab the queen and run it up. Right now. Okay? We can inject our hatchery, run the queen up, inject the hatchery, pull the queen down. Okay? Now we're making one more round of lings, and watch this. Spines are done, right? Uproot all my spines, root all my spines near the thing, rally my hatcheries, green box my shit, and move the area. Now, from here, we should be A-okay. We can go back to making drones now. And why are we gonna make drones now? Because we just made a lot of shit to break this. So this guy went for the full-on shebang of cannon rush. Now we can go right back into making our overlords. And we'll talk more about that defense, you know, later. After this game's over. We'll talk about it in the replay. Now we can take our spine. Now because we have spines, so I mean we had to make them because we got cannon rushed and I didn't realize it. More overlord scouting is needed. We'll talk about that. But yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. We're chilling now. We're chilling, guys. Now let's use our overlord. Let's do one quick pass in the main base. Our aggressive overlord. What's going on here? Okay. So what are we seeing? We're seeing extra production. And we also see that it's a Stargate. And he hasn't expanded still. So what do we know about this? We know that this guy is a super all-inner. Cannon rush into void race, right? Now he's leapfrogging cannons down to his natural. Which is fine. Let's put our overlord back over the cliff. It might not make it. It might make it. It's okay either way. If it does or doesn't, it's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and take our last 2 gases here. Alright, to go to 3 gas. Now that we're fully saturated on our third base, let's take our third base.
We require more minerals.
Okay, let's go ahead and build a, or not build, but rather inject our hatcheries and build units. Keep making overlords. We're close to supply blocking. Let's get our last gas saturated in our main base.
Not enough energy.
Let's go ahead and get our hydrogen and evo chamber. We'll build a. Sorry, I kind of didn't build the roach horn. We'll still build a roach horn. We should have actually built the roach horn. I shouldn't have skipped it. My bad. Nothing has changed. We should have still built the roach horn. But I'm still. Okay. We'll talk more about this. Okay. So. I want to talk a lot about what just happened already, but I feel like if I do, I'm not going to really focus on what's about to happen. So we'll break it down in the replay. We'll come back to it. But for now, all we're going to do is we're making drones for our third base. And we will, prepare. Again, what are we going to do now? We're fully saturated on the third base. We're going to take our gas and we're going to expand again. And now, remember how we talk about how we make safety units? Once we're at 66 supply all the way to 120 supply, we're still going to do that. That's still going to happen. Okay? So what we essentially did was we skipped the roaches early game, and we'll explain why in a minute here. Okay, let's saturate my gas. Let's make a new queen because that queen's dead. We can keep spreading our creep. We can make another queen as well because we're going to lose... We need a creep spreader, right? We need to have a creep spreading queen. So we have all of my hatcheries rallied here, and we know he's going Void Rays. So when my hydras spawn, they're going to go fight the Void Rays. We'll be A-okay. Okay, go ahead and inject our hatchery. Inject our hatchery. We need to take our... we actually forgot to take our gas, so let's take our gas. Send a couple drones back to my main to saturate that gas properly. Now rally all my hatcheries down to the new base we just made. And we're not at 120 supply yet. There we go. Now we are. Now we go back into making drones. We can start spreading creep as well while we're at it. Once again. So those of you who are wondering, Vibe, why did you skip safety roaches this game? Because we got cannon rushed. And then we scouted our opponent was going for not only an expansion, but also he was going for double Stargate. So roaches don't do anything there. Because roaches can't even hit air, and there's no point to make roaches there. Okay, let's go ahead and make our second Evo chamber. Again, we'll discuss more of it, but that is literally the gist of it. That's why we skipped it. So we're droning now to 85, right? We want to get to 85 drones. We can make another hatchery there because this space is fully saturated. Let's get one drone to clear out these mineral patches. And let's take these gases. Drone count now is at 84. We got to fix it, got 85 because we're losing drones as we build buildings. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we can go back into making units again. Let's go back into making units again. And now at this point, let's just send like one Zergling around the map. One Ling, A move the sides. Another Ling, A move the sides. Just so we can see where the guys' bases are. And keep spreading creep. Get our gas is saturated. Okay. And we can also start a mineral fields. Keep depleting, guys. Let's grab these droney boys. Put them to a new base. Let them mine efficiently. There we go. Every base is efficient again. Make another round of hydras.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Muliancito, thank you very much for the sub, dude. Appreciate the tier 1. Thank you, thank you. So we know now on the right side of the map, his closest base, or his furthest out base, is the natural. He might have a base there. We haven't discovered that yet, but we're about to. We can... Okay, camera hockeys. Sorry, I didn't actually talk about camera hockeys. Check this out. We're going to put all my queens on 6, okay? Put all my queens on 6. Now, all my bases, just like in the camera hockey tutorial, we have them all centered, right? All my bases are centered, so all the hatcheries are in the same spot. Let's go ahead and hit my queens. Hold shift. Hit. So what we did as well was it clicked all my queens. Every one of my queens. Put them on control 6 now. So they're in a group that's next to the hatchery. I can now hit my eject hotkey. Hold shift. Put my mouse over the middle of the screen. And I can click while hitting all 3 hit camera hotkeys. Don't spam click. Just click, key, click, key, click. So we're already in the main, so we're not going to click the main. So click the mouse. Hit the natural camera hotkey. Click the mouse. Hit the camera hotkey for the 3rd. Click the mouse. And that's all it is. So that's what we're practicing, right? We're doing camera hotkey injects now. And now also look at the bases. Camera hotkey in the main base. It's good. Camera hotkey natural. It's good. Camera hotkey 3rd. It's good. We grabbed 2. Well, it's not good now because we grabbed 2. So let's take our things to our next base, and now we're good to go. Now, let's go ahead and A move here. Let's A move the south side first. Shift A move that base, then that base, then that base. So we're attacking the Protost's furthest most expansion first. And while we're doing this, let's go ahead and check our upgrades really quick. Do our upgrades to 2, 3, whatever. Get hive. Now here we go. 6. Camera hotkey the main, so I'm ready. Hold shift. Inject, inject, inject. There we go. We just injected all our bases. Super fast, right? How did I do that again? Hit queens. Hit their inject hotkey. Hold shift. Move your mouse over the main. Click. Go to the natural. Click. Go to the 3rd base. Click. You can do it super fast. Okay, grab our extra drones here and send them over to our new base. Now we're getting to a hive here. So let's get a lurker den, because again, what if this turns into a base trade? We want to be able to own that. And if you ever have a situation too where one of your queens is a lot lower than the others, you can definitely go back to your queens for a second and go, okay, queen in the main, hold just queen in the main, click it, hold shift, click, 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 go to the natural, click it, hold shift, click, 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 go to the 3rd, do it again. And now all of our queens are going to drop down if we ever have 1 or 2 queens that have just a lot. Okay. Now we can spread our creep. We can make around to hydras again, so we're not going to be under max. Now we're maxed out again. We can definitely also take another base because this base is mining out. Or sorry, bases are mining out. But look how fast we can check our economies now. This is ridiculously fast, right? I'm looking in the middle of the screen the entire time. Can you see the difference of resources? It's all in the white. It's not in the red, so we know that it's not going to be fucked up. We know that we don't need to rotate right now. Okay, let's get lurker upgrades. And now let's do another A move. Take my hydras, A move the natural, A move the main. We should also probably get some overseers like this right here and have them follow my hydras. Just click a hydra and follow it. Grab us some drones here and put it on the gas. It's fine. And now let's do it again. Inject. Click my queens. Shift. Click, click, click. 3 camera hotkeys. Let's do it twice because we have more energy. Click, click, click. There, we just injected all of our hatcheries twice, super fast. Super nice and easy. Let's spend some creep while we do it. Inject the hatchery again because we're here. Main base, natural, not good. 3rd base, good. Transfer drones over to here, this base, because this needs more. Awesome. We got it going. We got to go. Look at my queens. We got enough energy. 6. Inject. Click, click, click. These injects are cruising. They're cranking out like crazy. Let's go ahead and make another round of hydras. And we're maxed out again. GG. Okay. So, again, I want to talk more about the early game, right? I want to talk more about the early game. But what are we doing here in this game? What are we doing in this game? All we are doing in this game right now, again, is we're doing everything we already learned in Bronze and Silver League. But now, look at my max out. My max out in Bronze was 11 minutes. My max out in Silver is 10 minutes and 30 seconds. My max out in Gold, ideally, is 9 minutes and 45 seconds. We are basically increasing our speed of macro repeatedly every time. We are just trying to increase the speed of macro repeatedly over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So that's why it's getting faster, because again, that is the focus of the entire series. That's what we're trying to get you better at. That's what you need to learn to grow as a player, because if you think that, like, for instance, if you're like, I can max out 11 minutes, that's good enough for me, I'm never going to try to improve that. You're going to have a hard time trying to grow as a player if every single game you're able to only max out at 11 minutes. Because it definitely gets a lot faster than that. If that's what you're capable of macroing, right? So it's just good. That's like good for a bronze. That's definitely, if you can do that in bronze, it means you're definitely going to find yourself being promoted sooner than later. But it's not going to last forever. You need to definitely improve it and speed up on it. So again, the max outs are going to keep increasing. And then what we're doing as well is we're trying to find ideal composition from our opponent. So every single, again, the concept of this is going to be this, okay? Every single time that we take a fight with Protoss, we actually didn't do it this game, unfortunately, so I need to do it. And, like, if you don't do it yourself, let me explain why I didn't do it, and then we'll say that you should do it in general. The reason why I didn't... So here, let me make this not sound confusing. I'm about to tell you something without explaining what you're supposed to do in the first place. So what you're supposed to do is now what I want you to do is every single time you take a fight with your army, every time you see your army engaging something, I actually want you to look at your army, not the whole time, not the whole time. I just want you to glance at it. For instance, like this. Watch. So our army moves out, right? Our army is moving out. And now we're getting to his base. And what do? We're getting into the fight now. And I want you to now, at the moment, where there's two fights happening, right? If you can look at one or look at both of them, that's great. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at it for like literally 1 second. And all I want you to do is I want you to know, what does he have? Does he have air units? Does he have ground units? That's all I care about. Does he have air or ground? Okay? So we're not getting super crazy with everything. It's not like, well, you have to know every composition and know the exact counter to every composition. No, it's not that. It's not that complicated. We just want to know, does he have air or ground? And so if I'm going to hit player now, this is what it should be like. If I'm in the middle of macroing, it would be like this. Okay, let's go ahead and click over here. Okay, let's go ahead and click over here. Okay, let's go ahead and go back here now. So I'd be like, okay, well, or let's just say you click the 1 and you're done. Like you clicked on just this one base right here, and then you went back. And you're like, cool.
Our forces are under attack.
Our force is under attack. Click it. Oh, okay, cool. I'm done. What did we just do? What did we just do right there? I just wanted to get a tab or like get a read on what his unit composition looks like. Like, not thoroughly every... Like, I don't need to know it's 7 Void Rays and 3 Carriers and 6 Oracles. Doesn't need to be like that. All I want to know is it's the exact same thing we've been doing before. Again, like, let me explain now. It's the same thing we've already been doing before in Silver League and Bronze League, which was... Defensively, we would scout composition. Defensively. So, if I'm attacking with my Hydras, I never look at my army. I almost play the game off the minimap only. I literally just like play the game off of the minimap, and that's it. I don't even know what my opponent has. However, whenever my opponent would attack me, let's say my opponent went for like Mutalisk or Void Ray, and he's currently attacking my base. Then suddenly I'm like, okay, cool. It's Void Ray. Sick. Now I know that, right? Now I know it's Void Rays because I see it killing my bases. And also, we saw Void Rays earlier, right? Because we'll talk about this whole game. But again, Void Rays did attack me at some point, and that's something we realized because he was attacking me with it. So we still have the ability to see shit attacking me defensively, and we still we still macro around it. But excuse me, sorry. We still macro around the situation defensively versus things like voids and whatever, air units in my base. So we're still going to see what's going on. But now I want you to start adding in a step to it. I want you to start just, again, glancing at your army. Jesus. Good God. I just want you to glance at your army really quickly and look. Don't micro it. Don't tunnel vision stare at it and be like, don't watch the entire fight. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. I want you to look at it. And if you have to do this, literally count in your head. 1, 2. Okay, click away. like a 2-second glance. 1 or 2-second glance. If you look here for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds, just know every second above 2 seconds is making it worse and worse and worse for you. Because what you're doing when you're looking here is you're not fixing things here and here and here and here and here. You're not fixing your macro. You're not spreading creep when you're looking at your army. You're not doing macro tasks that you need to be doing. Okay? So that's important to make sure that you don't look here for too long. I really want to stress this point because I know a lot of people, if I don't stress this point, will get the wrong idea. When I say look at your army, a lot of people will probably be like, okay, now Vibe just says stare at the army the whole time. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't do that. I am just saying look at it for legit 1 or 2 seconds at the start of a fight and then look away. And look at what your opponent unit composition looks like. Is it lots of ground units or is it lots of air units? That's the only thing I want you to do. Okay? That's it. And then look away. And then we go right back to macroing. So that is, again, this is another step we're going to add into our build. And now why do we do that? It's like, okay, Vibe. So what does this do for us as a Zerg player? Please help me understand as to why this is relevant at all. And the reason why this is relevant to you as a Zerg player is because now we're going to start understanding if making pure Hydras is an effective choice or not. Is just going mass Hydras going to be a good idea for us? Or should we start doing something else? Should we start adding more to our composition? Okay? And I would say if our opponent is going for a lot of ground units, then the answer is no. We should not only go Hydras anymore. And if instead we'll talk about units that we could go in a second here, but we should definitely not only go Hydras if our opponent is going only ground. And the reason why is because Hydras are actually really expensive and they're really fragile. Okay? So that unit, yes, it can work in theory if you can just literally outpower your opponent. Like in terms of like, oh, I have 200 supply and you have 120. That's fine. Then you can definitely win. Fuck. But if you have if your opponent has mass air, well now suddenly mass Hydras makes a lot more sense again. So all we're looking for is ground or air. And here's the difference we're going to do in our build. If the opponent has lots and lots and lots of ground units, we're going to try to start balancing our composition a little bit more now. So what we're going to do is if we go, oh, this is a lot of ground units, we're going to try and make our army go in a ratio. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to try and make our army go in a ratio of like maybe 1/3 roaches and 2/3 Hydralisk, okay? The reason why we're doing roaches right now is because it's a super easy to use unit. It doesn't really require micro, and it's something we already have access to throughout the game because it's something we've already been using up to this point. Eventually, we're going to go lurkers as an aggressive option. But again, in terms of Gold League, I think it's still a little too early. The only reason why we're making a lurker den period in Gold League and in Silver League is because if this game turns into a base trade, suddenly defensively with lurkers and a base trade, lurkers shine amazingly. They're so fucking good in base trades. And sometimes games happen to be base trades. You can't help it. It does happen. However, if we're going to keep attacking our opponent, if he has ground units, we make some Hydra, or we make mostly Hydra and we make some Roach. 2/3 Hydra, 1/3 Roach. So for every 2 Hydras we make, we ideally want to have 1 Roach. So if we have 60 units, 40 of those are going to be Hydras, 20 of those are going to be Roaches. Does it have to be perfect? No, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you have 15 Roaches and 45 Hydras, that's also fine. Just try to understand the concept of if they have a ground army, we're going to make a little bit of a Roach concave in front, and we're going to then follow it up with Hydras behind. And does that require micro? No, it actually doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't require micro is because a Roach runs faster than a Hydra. A Roach automatically moves at a faster speed than a Hydra does. So the AI is going to micro it for us. It's going to put Roaches in the front every time because Roaches have less range and they have faster move speed. So they're always going to make it to the front and stay in the front. That's just going to happen. And it's going to make our Hydras more effective, and it's going to be easier and cheaper on our economy because pure Hydras is definitely not the most efficient thing if we're just losing Hydras like crazy. So that is why it's relevant. We're going to start paying attention to composition, and we're going to now change ours a little bit if our opponent's army is either ground units or air units. And then if it's pure air units, if you see a lot of air like this, just make mass hydros and you're fine. You don't have to make roaches. If it's mass air, and then you can just make mass hydros. So that's what we're doing. That's an idea of what we're doing. Now again, we're speeding up our build. We're also going to start looking at a fight periodically and go, okay, cool, I need to make roaches now and hydras, or I need to just keep making only hydras. Easy peasy. It's starting to give us an idea how to look at our opponent and not just focus on only ourselves.
Yeah.
Listen here, Moose, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, dude. Much appreciated, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bible gift. Thank you, man. Sorry, my throat's super congested right now.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're going to be doing as well, right? And now let's go back. Let's actually go back to the start of this game. Let's go back to the start of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So, hold on, let me read a question in chat. Someone asks, what if Terran goes tanks? Do we still make ground, or do we switch to mutas? My hydras get destroyed by tanks. Just go hydro. Like, again, think about what I just said, right? Someone in chat just says, what if Terran goes tanks? What do we do? Do I go Mutalisk now? If you attack a Terran player and you see siege tanks in his army, what are you going to do?
Oh,
You're going to make 1/3 roaches, and you're going to make 2/3 hydras. That's all you're going to do. If you make mutas against tanks, if I was telling you a Masters player that, I'd be like, that's a good idea. If I tell a gold level player to do that, that's a bad idea. And why is it a bad idea to tell a gold player to make Mutalisk against siege tanks? Because a Mutalisk player, like the Mutalisk unit rather, that unit is a unit that requires you to be very active with it and less inactive. And what is our whole gameplay here in Gold League? We're pretty much 100% inactive on micro. So if you're 100% inactive on micro and you make mutas, that's a terrible idea for Gold League players. Again, if you're masters, well, this is the point where, again, this is Twitch chat. I usually skip a lot of questions like this, but I'm just answering this one in general because I know people always say shit like this. Since this is Twitch, and I'm just talking to Twitch for a second, yes, I will tell you guys, I will teach you guys more stuff about Zerg with like things that require micro to be effective once we actually start microing. If you ever play a game and you go, all right, I'm in Gold League and I just lost to this Terran and he has tanks and I lost that game.
Oh,
if you play that game and you lose and you go, well, what's the answer? I got to make mutas. Just know that's the wrong answer. Because in Gold League, you should be able to overpower your opponent through sheer macro. And although a tank is good against hydras and roaches, yes, it is good. It's not good against someone who can macro properly. And if you're in Gold League and you're making mass tanks, that is another unit that requires positional micro. If you go mass tanks. So if you have a guy in Gold League who's distracting the shit out of himself to put tanks in proper locations constantly, and tanks are also expensive, and you're just over there going A move with Roach Hydra, A move with Roach Hydra, A move with Roach Hydra. You might have a situation where you have 200 supply and they have 150. You lose 100, they lose 10. Now they have 140, you have 200 again. You attack, they lose 15, you lose 100. Now they only have 125, and you have 200 again. They now lose 30, and you lose 100. And you see what you're going to break them over time because meticulous tank placement is a lot more distracting than just massing Roach Hydra and attacking, massing Roach Hydra and attacking, massing Roach Hydra and attacking. And if you can't do that as a Zerg player, if you're like, well, Vibe, that doesn't exist. Zerg doesn't work that way. My answer to you would be, yes, it does, and your macro is not good enough then. Your Zerg might not work that way, but Zerg does work that way. That is what you have to believe that is the fact. Because that is what the fact is. It means your macro needs some fucking improvement. That's all it means. And this is where it's the same thing again, right? Where everyone's always like, This is probably the most. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on from this topic because again, I mean, if you guys can agree with me or disagree with me if you want, but I mean, if you disagree with me, I feel like you're stubborn. Because I'm telling you a fact of what StarCraft is. Last time I made a series, I had a lot of people say shit like this. Vibe, in your series, you legit never got all in ever. No one ever all into you. But in my games, I always get all in. How do you defend all ins? Can you tell me? Because you obviously didn't show it in your B2GM series. And my answer to those people was always the same thing. Okay, so I did get all in, but I feel like what you're missing is you're missing the concept of a clock. You're missing the concept of time. And look at the game clock when you get all in. And then compare your game to one of my games that you're using as like a guide, right? You're like, because again, if you're just doing it from memory, you might see something in my game that happens where I just shit on, like, it's like, did that guy, what the hell was that guy doing? Did that guy even attack Vibe? What the fuck was that? And in my game, I have like 100 supply at 5 minutes. I'm just throwing numbers. I'm just throwing a number here. Don't take it literally. I'm just giving an example. In my game, I could have 500, at 5 minutes, I could have 100 supply. And in your game, when you get attacked by the exact same thing, you only have 60 supply at 5 minutes. Not 100, you have 60. And in my game, I literally A-move it, and I don't look at it, and I'm just like, cool. Don't even know what it was, but it's dead now, because we have efficiency beats non-efficiency. And in your game, you have 60 supply, and your army dies to it, and you're like, okay, this doesn't work. Obviously, we need to micro units now. I need to make mutas. I need to make other units. And it's because your macro needs fucking improvement is really what it is. If there is 100 supply or 60 supply at the same time of the game, something's going wrong in the build-up up to that point. It's not about it's not about, well, how do I just micro 60 supply? It's about how do I get 100 because I'm at 60 and I should be at 100. So don't think about the game where it needs to be micro-focused in Gold League. Again, we're not going to micro, guys. I've said this so many times. We are not going to micro until Diamond League. It doesn't, I'm going to run it, I guarantee you, I'm going to probably run into tanks as well at some point, and I'm going to fucking A-move it to death. I hope I run into it next game. Because then I'll give you guys an example, right? But it's literally your macro. You have to believe it's your macro, because if you don't, it means you have literally no reference of time. And here's what I would recommend to anyone listening right now. Or anyone who didn't, anyone who's like, because this happens to a lot of players as well. A lot of people will listen to my series and go like this. Okay, oh, Vibe made a B2GM series? Alright, well, I'm in fucking Platinum 1, so I'm clearly better than Bronze, Silver, and Gold, and Low Plat. That's pleb shit. That's not me. I'm Plat 1. I might as well not even watch the Diamond videos. I'm just going to start in the Diamond videos because I don't really need to learn what I've already done. And then you go to Diamond, and then you don't actually have, like, it feels like you're like, wait, what the fuck? Okay, I don't know if I agree with everything Vibe's saying here because it doesn't really make sense to me. And it's because I guarantee even if you're someone who's like Masters or Diamond already, you could go back and watch my Bronze videos and be like, holy shit, that's a clean way to macro. Even though it's really basic, it's a clean way to macro, and all we're doing is growing on it and we're improving it. Again, the whole developing habits and building priorities and shit. We're just growing as a player. So there's been plenty of times where we've had situations where, you know, we've dealt with these situations that people struggle with. And I'm telling you right now, as someone who has been at the top level of gameplay, I'm not trying to brag here, okay? I'm not trying to brag, but just so you know, there was one point in time in this game where I have made it all the way to the skill level to be good enough to qualify to BlizzCon, which means you're a top 32 player in the entire world, right? It means you've done well enough in tournaments and won tournaments that lead up to the final tournament for the end of the year. And speaking from someone who has the perspective of that high, looking down at everyone else and teaching people over like 10 years of this game, because I've been coaching people for literally ever since like 2011. I'm telling you right now, it's your macro. Your macro is not good enough until you're in Diamond League to actually play a real game of StarCraft 2. It's fucked up. Your macro for no reason has bumps all along the road. It's your macro. Trust me.
Oh,
It's your macro.
Yeah.
Just focus on your macro, get your macro better, and then worry about doing things like making mutas versus tanks and shit like that. Go Daniel. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Okay, sorry. I'm getting hardcore here because, again, people have opinions, and I'm trying my hardest. I'm not mad at anyone, by the way. I'm not mad at you. I'm not, like, getting angry here. I'm just trying really hard to help you. This is that moment. Remember how the other day I don't remember what video it was in. Maybe it was a Terran video or a Protoss video or something. But remember how I said, it feels like I'm the guy who knows that fire is hot and don't put your hand in fire. And I feel like when I talk to like lower level players in StarCraft, it's almost like I'm talking to like an 8-year-old child who I'm like, don't put your hand in that. It's hot. And then I turn around and I stop looking for a second. And when I like peer back and I peek back for a second, I see that person going, I'm gonna put my hand in it. Let's see if he's right. Like, fuck, yes, it's hot. I mean, you learn it yourself if you want to. But yes, just like I'm saying, macro is the only thing you should be focusing on realistically. Like, we're slowly growing ourselves as a player, but macro is what's important until you're fucking Diamond League. You can beat every situation with better macro. Efficiency beats non-efficiency. Okay, now let's move on. Sorry, I feel like I have to make this argument every 10 minutes. Love you guys. Okay, so what happens here? Our build is going to be, again, we're looking for something like 16 hatch, 18 pool, 20 gas. Okay? 16 hatch, 18 pool, 20 gas. Right around there is what we're looking for. Vibe, you should post this. Okay, hold on. I think I'm going to turn chat off for a second. I need to focus. I'm going to read this one more thing and then I'm going to answer it. And this will not be a rant, I promise. Vibe, you should really post the SC2 replay stats link for this account so people can see your timings and supplies to compare to their own. And my answer to you would be every YouTube video has a link to my Discord that says replay packs are here. And in my Discord, there is a channel that says B2GM 2021 replay packs. And this is going to have every replay pack assorted in a very nice, easy to see fashion. And there, right now I've only uploaded Bronze League. I'm like probably later tonight I'm going to upload Silver League because we're actually done with Silver League. And then when I'm done with Gold League, we'll upload Gold League. And then so on and so on and so on. And every single replay is going to be uploaded to my Discord. So if you guys want replay packs, they're all right there. And I highly encourage you to use them. I think I even said this in the intro to the entire series, which is I'm uploading these replays to Discord. But yeah, that is already happening. I got you, dude. I fucking got you. Okay, let's focus on this now. I love you guys. Chat, I love you guys. You guys are great. Okay. Now, in this game, again, this guy's disrupting our build, right? We want to take a 20 gas. I want to take a 20 gas. And this guy is over here fucking flailing his PP around, taking both my gases, being annoying, right? You're just like, oh my god. Super obnoxious. This is irritating. I hate this guy. But do you really? Does it really matter? Does it really matter that much? Because I want to take a gas at 20 supply, guys. And we're at 17. We're at 18 because we took the pool around 18. I want to take a gas at 20. Do I care that he blocked my gas this fast? Not at all. So what do? I keep making drones. My overlord is currently going to his base to scout. I keep making drones. I'm now gonna now look at us. We're at 20, right?
Vibe, I really enjoy how thorough you are in your explanations. You are incredibly helpful.
Yo, thank you very much, Andy, and everything. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you. So again, we're taking our gas at 20 supply, right? Now look at our hatchery. It's 30 seconds from being done right now. So now look at our gas. Now look at, like, by the time we start our gas, and it's 0.1 second in. We just started it. Hatchery now is only 26 seconds from being done. You know what that means? It means that there is, between our gas going down at the proper time we want to take it, there is a legit, what is that? 26 and 21. It's a 5-second discrepancy. There's a 5-second discrepancy on having my gas slightly delayed, because it's going to finish 5 seconds later than I would have originally liked, realistically, because I still took it at 20 supply. It's just the hatchery won't be able to mine it properly if I mine the gas right away. Like, the drones would have to take their first trip up to my main base and come back down. Or they'd have to sit at the hatchery and wait for a second and then return it and then go into the gas. It's very, very close to what it actually is supposed to be. But look at this. So that's a little bit, like a little tiny deviation for our build. Super slightly delayed. But you know what it doesn't delay? It doesn't delay our minerals at all. And you know what our build is? It's a mineral-focused build.
Yeah.
So overall, you know what it really does to our build? Legit nothing. This doesn't do a single thing to our build to delay it, because again, our build is mineral focused. Yo, Sam Aaron, thank you very much for the prime, dude. Much love. Our build's mineral focused, so I don't give a shit at all. I literally could care less. I couldn't even care less at all. I couldn't. Not one bit. So this did nothing to me. But you want to know what it did to Protoss? About 20 seconds, or literally, because these things take 21 seconds to build. Like 30 seconds ago, he spent 150 minerals in my base to block my gas. That definitely makes his build go down a bit. That's not, that's, what is he doing, right? Well, think about this. What is he doing? He's going to cannon rush me, and it costs minerals to do that. And then he's going to expand with cannons at his natural. That also costs minerals to do that. And he chose to also spend more minerals to block my gas, which I don't care about right now. So his build is delayed. My build's not delayed at all. His build is. We're both doing mineral-focused openers, yet he wasted 150 and I wasted 0. So yes, I am already a little ahead in the situation. Okay, now, with our Overlord at our natural, check this out, okay? There's something we can do here. Notice how there's already a cannon rush at this base. I want to show you guys something. Let's go back to when my Overlord actually moved out. Watch this with my Overlord. So my Overlord is moving to my natural, right? Now, if you notice this, do I expect a gold player to notice this? Not entirely. I don't entirely always expect gold players to notice this. But look, if we were paying attention and I saw a second probe go down here, I could have actually known he was cannon rushing me before he actually built cannons, and I could have done my old reaction that I showed you in a different video, and I could have let him start a cannon, and I could have pulled my drones, or I could have, I could have pulled my drones to like stop the cannon rush, or I could have not done that. Either way is fine. It's options. That's all I'm trying to say is you have options. And if let's just say again, we don't realize he's cannon rushing me because we just didn't pay attention to that probe moving down there like that. And another thing too is I could have, if I would have saw the probe move like that, I could have moved my Overlord a little bit further and saw him building a pylon. Like I'm so close to seeing the pylon. Just move my Overlord to like right there and I would see the pylon with the vision. But as it stands, it's okay. Even though I didn't even notice it. It's okay. Because, why? Let's now fast forward it to when the cannon starts shooting me. So my gas is done, my hatchery's done. I now see a probe down there, and it's building a cannon in my face. So I'm like, okay, let's start killing that cannon. And what happens when I try to kill the cannon? A cannon shoots me. So he's already extended the cannons to more cannons. So he's got a full-on cannon rush coming. Now here's how you can defend this. If you are surprised by something like this, it's it's very similar to what... Sorry, excuse me, Jesus. It's very similar to what I always say with Terran and Protoss, just like Zerg. What are we going to do to kill a cannon rush now? Now that the cannon is done, there's two types of cannon rush to look at defensively. You have a cannon rush that is just starting, and you have a cannon rush that is already set up. Those are two different kinds. What is and how? Like, what does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Please explain. What the fuck? I don't get it. What does that even mean? What that means is a cannon rush that is getting set up. If you pull your drones to attack that, no cannon can shoot you. So you can theoretically deny the cannons before they finish. Wonderful. Right? That's great. Cool. However, the cannon rush that's already established is, yes, it could still be building more cannons, but when you try to kill them with your drones, you get shot by a cannon. Which means there's already cannons that are either one or more than one cannons that are already done. In a situation like that, you need to fucking watch your ass. Like, that's not good for you. Okay? That's super important to know this. That if the cannon rush is set up already, because cannons are done, you do not want to fight that with your drones. You want to fight that with something bigger. And what that means is what we're going to do now is I don't have access to roaches right now, and the cannon rush is already set up. And the base is done. My natural is here. I can't really abandon it or anything like that. So what we can do is I can now build some spine crawlers out of range of the cannon. Zeki, thank you for the 14, man.
Dude, much love.
Much love right back at you. Thank you very much, Zeki. What I can do is I can build spine crawlers out of the range of cannon. I can also build queens, and I can build zerglings. Because again, we're getting all in right now. This is a super aggressive cannon rush. He blocked my gases, and then he also is now cannon rushing my natural. Roaches are not an option right now. It's way too early for roaches. So again, we're going to make spine crawlers. We're going to sit there while spine crawlers get made, and we're not going to engage until spine crawlers are done. So how I respond to this is I immediately, instead of mining the gas, I just make the spine crawlers. Why am I doing that? Mineral focused build. What do spine crawlers cost? Minerals. What do zerglings cost? Minerals. What do queens cost? Minerals. What do overlords cost? Minerals. What do hatcheries cost? Minerals. I have not done anything this entire game so far that costs gas. And I'm not going to plan on defending this with anything that costs gas. So I'm going to use my drones that would have mined the gas to now build spine crawlers with to prioritize my minerals to defend this attack with mineral-based things. So I'm going to make spines. I'm going to make 3 of them. Is there a reason why I made 3? Maybe I should have made 5. Maybe I should have made 4. 3 is fine. Don't worry about it too much. You can make 3. You can literally make 3 every time. I would say don't worry about it. Don't make it too complicated. Just make 3, and you're good to go.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Now, I have queens about to pop out. I have lings starting to be made. Why am I making lings and not drones? Because we need to kill the cannon rush. We're getting attacked right now, and we need to defend it because if we don't defend it, we're just going to die. And am I just going to make lings and let them spawn out of the eggs and run into the cannon and die? Definitely not. What I did with my rally point, and also am I going to rally point to like right there? Definitely not. And here, let me explain why. The reason why we're not going to make lings right here is because if the lings spawn and run into the cannon, my lings are going to die like 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time. And they're going to die all day, and I'm not going to kill anything. It's going to be terrible. 2 lings can't kill 2 cannons. Actually, 3 cannons. And actually do anything realistic. Like, I'm going to smack the cannon once, and my ling's going to die. And it's gonna be worthless. So I'm going to have my lings all run up here instead of just running in to die right away. And the reason why I'm not rallying them super close to my hatchery is because, see how my hatchery is getting shot right now? What that means is if anything is within the radius of about that, see how the green box, I made it around my hatchery? If anything is in the radius of the hatchery that is about that large, that is close enough to the hatchery to make the AI go, we're under attack. And we're standing right next to the object that's under attack. Let's go attack what's attacking us. AI will generally get aggroed. It's called aggro. The AI will start going and running to the cannon. So my lings will spawn there, stop. And then the cannon will shoot the hatchery. And the lings will go, oh, let's go save that hatchery. Let's go kill that thing. And then my lings will still, once again, run down 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 and die repeatedly. So that's terrible. That's not, obviously, that's not what we want. But now if I rally point my lings to right here, out of both my hatcheries, so all my shit's rally pointing right there, it's far enough away from the hatchery. It's not in this green box anymore. It's far enough away that my lings will all stack up on up in this area, and they won't run in and die to the cannons prematurely. Again, that's not what we want, right? We don't want our shit to die prematurely. So queen spawns, what do? I immediately run it up. I don't eject my hatchery. I don't make a creep timber right there. I just run the fuck up. Once you get above the cannon, outside of range of getting shot, then you can inject your hatchery. That's totally fine. But don't just spawn, inject the hatchery, and then go, because when you inject the hatchery, your queen takes like 3 seconds to do the animation of injecting, which would mean that my queen would have been shot a lot more times, and my queen might have actually just died, or it might have gotten out with like 20 hit points or 40 hit points, which would suck. So we moved our queen away from the attack first and then injected. I don't mind that he's shooting my hatchery right now. This thing has a lot of hit points. It's not going to die in 2 seconds. It's very tanky. It's the tankiest structure a Zerg has, aside from a lair and a hive, which is evolutions of a hatchery itself. Now, we're waiting for spines to finish. That's our goal, right? I tell my queen also to go north so it doesn't get aggroed by the cannon. And then my spines are done. So now that
You're not only clearly an expert, but you've also mastered how to share your knowledge. Incredibly useful stuff. Thanks.
Yo, Sam Aaron, thank you very much for the bits, dude. Appreciate the sub and the bits. I'm glad you like it very much, dude. Hell yeah, thank you. Appreciate the support a lot, dude. So now we got ourselves the spine crawlers. They're done. This is now like the power. This is now the power spike into our defense of this cannon rush. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this in a two-step process. Number one, and here's why I'm also gonna make drones behind this. Let me. It's a process, right? Let me explain. Number one, how to attack the cannons. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna uproot the spines. We're then gonna tell them to root near the cannons. Why are we doing that first? We're doing that first because spine crawlers are way tankier than Zerglings. Not only in the fact that they have armor, but also because they have way more hit points than a Zergling. They have like 9 times more health than a Zergling. A Zergling has 35 and a spine has 300. So way more effective for a spine crawler to move first than a Zergling. The second reason why we're going to tell our spines to move first is a spine crawler, when it uproots, it takes 11 seconds, or rather, sorry, 9. I got it wrong. It takes 9 seconds. It's close. It takes 9 seconds for a spine crawler to actually root back into place and then actually be in the ground to then attack. It can't attack while moving. A spine crawler cannot attack while it's uprooted and it's walking around, and it cannot attack while you tell it to root into a location. Say spine crawler, root right there, burrow into the ground right there. It takes 9 seconds for it to then effectively burrow into the ground, and then finally it can start poking things after it's fully burrowed. So it can't attack while it's burrowing. So that's a lot of time for our spine crawlers to be out of the fight, right? So the spine crawler is going to take the initial hits, and they're going to start burrowing. Now, after the spine crawlers start taking the initial hits and start burrowing, again, they're tanky. We're then right after going to take the lings and the queens. We're just going to green box it and go move the area. The reason why we don't just select all army, and instead what we're doing is green boxing, is because if you select all army, it doesn't actually select your queens. And queens are super important here because they actually do pretty good DPS. And he's already in my base on my creep, so my queens can definitely help here. Also, queens are very tanky, and if the cannon ever starts shooting the queen, it's going to have a lot more time. Like, again, a spine crawler has more than half the health of a spine, not by much. It's 175. It's pretty tanky. So it's definitely worthwhile to have in the counter push against this. It's going to help kill the cannons. So we definitely don't want to forego queens here. So don't select all army. We're going to green box it for this particular defense because we want to also use the queens. And finally, the last piece is, why are we going to make drones right now rather than lings again? And the reason why we're going to make drones right now is because this fight is all or nothing right now. If we're going to break it, we're going to break it right now. And if we're going to fail, if I make another 6 lings after, it's a very low chance that our 6 lings are going to actually win the fight after our initial push fails. Generally speaking, what's going to happen is if our first push breaks it, we're going to break it. If our first push fails, we're most likely fucking dead. Because if there's a process in this game called, like, the way I like to describe it is it's you bleed out or you trickle units into death. If we fail the first push to kill this cannon rush, and then we keep making units that go back to the same thing I was talking about before, where we're like 2 at a time, go die, 2 at a time, go die, 2 at a time, go die. That's not going to fucking do anything. It's going to just waste our money, essentially. And also, if you're like, well, Vibe, what if we failed the first push and we kept making lings, and then we just made 3 more spines, and then we kept making more lings, and did this twice in a row? Your fucking base is dead by then. And the whole point is trying to save the base, right? So, like, if your base is dead anyways, it's already a terrible situation as it is. So, Again, we're not going to plan for failure. We're going to realize that this right here, this is it. And let me explain one final thing. Let me explain one final concept. Why is this it? Why is this push? This is it for Protoss. So if I break it, I break it. If I don't break it, then I'm fucked, right? Here's why. I want to make sure you guys understand why this makes sense. Guys, I have expansion here, right? I have creep in this area. You cannot actually build on creep as any race that is not Zerg. The only reason why he has buildings on creep right now is because he built these before the hatchery was done, before creep was over here. But now that creep is over here, it means when I kill the cannons, they're gone forever. They can't be rebuilt there.
I just died to this. This feels like a super tutorial how to defend. Thank you.
Thank you, Lundrel. Much love, man. So once I kill the cannons, they're gone. They're not coming back because you can't build cannons on creep. So if I actually start my defense, I know it's not going to increase in size. That means that the chance, this is my power spike, right? Whatever I have now, it's going to go. Making more lings from this point on makes no sense because this is not going to increase in power either. It is what it is. However, what if this was like 4 gateways right here? Then I would say, yes, keep making lings, because if it's units and he kept, like, if I do my first push against units and then let's say my lings initially die and his zealots die, but then he makes more zealots. Well, if I didn't make more lings, I could die then. But you can't make more cannons right now because there's fucking creep here. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. This can't grow for Protoss. So when we hit our power spike as Zerg, we should stop there and start droning. That's why it makes sense. Because if we make more lings after we have enough to break it already with our power spike, all that's going to happen is we're going to break it, and then we're going to have all these extra lings in production that are going to spawn after the fight's already over and we don't even need them. And we're going to go, oh, I guess I didn't need to have 38 lings or 42 lings right now. Whoops. Shouldn't have made that many. See what I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys understand what I mean. So again, we go spine first. Then we go army second. Spine colors initially set it up. Our lings and queens come in right after. And look how we're killing his cannons with spine colors taking a lot of the damage. And then, you know, notice how we made drones behind that. We have more than enough army with that power spike to break that. And did he remake? Is there new cannons going up right there? Is there cannons going up right here? Are there more cannons going up right here? The answer is no. Because you can't build on creep. So that's why if all these drones I just made, if those were all lings as well, it would have made no sense. I just made lings until my power spike. And then as soon as I was like engaged with my lings, stop making lings. Because whatever's going to happen, that's it. It's been decided already. Either I'm going to break it or I'm not going to break it. And all that more lings are going to do is put me further into a hole in my economy. That's how we break Cannon Rush, if we don't realize Cannon Rush is happening. And it's like already cannoning me as my hatchery finishes.
Forces are under attack.
And then now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now is now we're going to go into well, we're now going to try and scout his base with the Overlord. Again, that's our plan, right? We want to get in and see what's going on. And we saw, oh, double Stargate. Double Stargate, boys. And we also actually saw an expansion. So that's, what does that mean? It means, do I actually expect you to scout? It has to be Stargates and you have to know it's Stargates. I mean, that'd be nice if you could do that. But even if you didn't scout that, the biggest thing that you should know here is is this is the big one. This is the best way to read this. He doesn't have an expansion. He has production. This dude just went into a cannon rush and then went into production of units before taking a natural. So what do those two things mean? It means his economy is fucking terrible compared to ours. Again, we're reading the game through the sense of an economy, not through the sense of like having to know his exact composition and scouting the exact building. Again, if you can do that, that's great. But it's really about understanding the economy. Because look at the investment. What have we done as Zerg? I got a main base. It's got nice saturation on it. I got a natural. It's got nice saturation on it. He hasn't even started a natural yet. And he's made more production. So what does that mean? It means I'm probably going to need to be on defense. Because my opponent's going to be aggressive. That's all it means. That is all that means. And look, I already have spines. Remember how we talked about building a spine crawler if your opponent... remember how we talked about if we want to make spines because our opponent doesn't expand? Well, guess what? We already got them. So no, we don't need to make spines anymore. That's already there.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, and then now our build is going back into what it was normally. We did skip the roach horn. I should have still built the roach horn, but it's okay. And we're making drones in the process. Why are we making drones? Why am I making drones? Because we're looking. So this is the point in the game as well where this is what exactly happened. Okay, if I would have played super standard and I would not have scouted his tech, I would have made safety roaches off of 2-base saturation and I would have still droned my third base. But because I scouted his tech was double Stargate before he expanded, it means his economy sucks and he's got Void Rays. So all I did was I made, think about it like this. It makes sense logically. What is our build? 2-base saturation, roaches, make drones, then make hydras, then make drones again. Then make hydras again, right? That's what our build was before, right? Now, because we scouted his composition or because we scouted the units, or the buildings, Jesus. We scouted the buildings that are Stargates. We now know Stargate builds air units. So all we did was we recognized our opponent just attacked us with the cannon rush, which was really, it was not a great attack. He definitely lost a lot there. He wasted a lot of time there. It means his build is already behind. And then he's going straight Stargate. And which means what am I going to be fighting against? I'm going to be fighting against air units. So if I take out the roach part of the build and I go, so it's 2-base roaches, drones, hydras, drones. If I just go 2-base, no roaches, skip it, go straight 3-base drones, hydras, drones, hydras, off of the supplies we keep talking about, which is 2-base, make safety units, 3-base, 66 drones, go up to 120 supply with units, make workers then up to 85, and then max out on units. Again, this is the same concept we've been talking about the entire time. It's like balancing our workers and our army as we climb, and then once we have 85, it's just all army from then on forever. If I skip the roach phase, roaches would have done nothing here anyways because he has double Stargate. So that is why we went faster hydras here and we skipped the roach horn. And again, it came from a scout. It came from a scout that I saw. Oh, cool. Double Stargate. Looks like I don't need roaches. And that's honestly pretty much it. Pretty much it. We just logically broke the game down. Also, another reason why here's another reason why. Another reason why we skipped the roaches this game is not only because he went Stargate, but it's because we had leftover lings from breaking the cannon rush, so I still had safety lings there. I have fucking 13 lings just sitting there doing nothing, right? Am I telling you to go micro those right now and go attack with those? No. There definitely is a lot of stuff we could have done with those earlier if we wanted to. But it's okay. Is that the priority? No, it's not. So we already had something with safety because he cannon rushed me and it failed. If he would not have cannon rushed me, I would most likely have built the roaches like normal and then made hydras against Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
And that's and then yeah, now we're kind of back to the point
Make
where
the
we're at.
clones.
Thank you very much, Beast McCoy, for the 76-month resub. My God, man. And yeah, now again, now we just speed forward. So again, also those of you as well. There's a trend, okay? I gotta say this for Twitch people, guys. There's a trend that happens in these videos, okay? I guess YouTube people as well, all of you. It's fine, I don't mind. There's a trend which is the first game I play of every league. Like, for instance, the first game I play in Gold 3, the first game I play in Gold 2, the first game I play in Gold 1, the first game I play in every video. I definitely do a bit more of an intense analysis on those games. And why do I do that? Especially the one in a new league where it's like gold, silver, bronze, those things. Why do I do that? I'm really breaking down the new things we're adding in a lot throughout the whole video. So we're like everything we're talking about right now, it's going to keep happening repeatedly throughout the video. Am I going to break every game down for an hour? No. But this one is definitely being broken down pretty hard because it's literally explaining what was added into the concept of how we're playing instead of just assuming you understand it. Okay, so we're going for the A move. And yeah. And then, yeah, obviously he's got a lot of carriers, so we just make mass hydras. And he just doesn't have enough, so he dies. Ultimately. And he also runs out of money. And we can remax all day. Okay, so we should be getting promoted right now. Don't worry, it's not the end of the video. There should be a promotion right now, though. It's not the end of the video. It's just because the game was bugged last time I played, and now it's not. So it's going to say Gold 1. Or, sorry, Gold 3. Which is the correct league we're in, because we're working. This is a Gold 3 to Gold 2 video, right? And now we're working our way towards Gold 2. Okay, so let's make a camera hotkey for our main. Awesome. Now every time we go away, we can hit the camera hotkey and it goes right back to the main. Super nice. Let's take our natural.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make a camera hotkey for the natural. Click it. Hotkey it. Now we have 2 camera hotkeys for both my bases.
We require more minerals.
Take our spawning pool.
We require more minerals.
Okay, so now we're gonna go scout his base. We're gonna look at a little bit of what he's doing. We're not just gonna stop at the natural. We're actually gonna go into the base a little bit. Make our queens. Okay, we're getting bunker rush. So what are we gonna do again? I can't stop that. Let's do the same thing again. Grab my drones off the gas. We don't need drones anymore. This is not time to make drones. Or sorry, it's not time to make gas. Let's go to make a couple spines.
Require more
He's expanding though, so notice we should be making drones after we have our power spike. Put my drones back to the main base or something. Get them out of there so they don't just die. Let's make lings.
More minerals.
Let's bring my queen down. Let's inject my hatchery and then bring it down. And now look, I'm no longer gonna make spines anymore, guys. Why? Or it might make lings anymore. Why? Because I'm at my power spike. Uproot my spines. Go forward. A move the area. I'm making drones right now. We can transfer drones back into the gas now to do this properly. Fix my economy. Back on the natural. And did I need more lings while that was happening? No. Spines are like the power to that. And now we can go back to injecting our hatcheries. And then go right back into the same build we did before. People are super cheesy. My goodness. Okay, we can leave our lings in front of our base. And now you know what this means? Let's take our overlord. And let's now go through his base. And let's find out, is this guy going to go starport? Or is this guy... We know he's expanded already. Or is he going to go for... What else is he going to do? What is he doing? Okay, let's get our roach horn. Let's get our evo chamber. Let's get our double gas. Or actually, the double gas is a bit early because it's we're getting low on the drone count still. Okay, so we just actually saw like 4 command centers. That's a command center. That's a command center. That's a command center. That's a command center. What a guy! He's a macro god. Bunker rush into 4 CC. What a beast! But at least now I know that, right? Now think about that. Think about it. What do you think's gonna happen if your opponent makes 4 command centers? Is he gonna do a timing attack? Am I intimidated by someone attacking me with a bunch of units? I'm definitely not intimidated. I'm not like, oh my god, he's gonna kill me. No, if he's gonna make 4 command centers, it'd be like me expanding to 4 hatcheries all at once right now. And it'd be like command centers can't make marines or tanks or things like that. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fully saturate my base. I'm gonna take roach speed. I'm gonna take weapons, and I'm gonna keep making drones.
We require more.
I don't need to make roaches anymore if my opponent is making 4 fucking command centers. 4 command centers.
We require more minerals.
Okay, we need another queen though. I need to spread my creep.
We require more minerals.
So again, we're starting to do base scouting of the base. We're trying to like start understanding how the game operates. Like, what do things mean, right? How do we look at a player and go, I kind of have an idea what you're doing. Let's transfer some drones over. Look at all these drones I got right now for my 3rd base, guys. Transfer those bad boys to my 3rd right now. Let's take one of them and take a hydrogen. One of them take another evo because we want to get hydras. We want to get our hydralisk to you know, be made because we still want to make those. Okay. Now let's go ahead and drop a creep timber. Send this queen to my 3rd to become an injector. And what's my drone count? We're almost at 66, which means by the time that 3rd's done, it's going to be fully saturated. So what do we do with the fully saturated base? Let's expand again. Okay. Now let's make Hydra upgrades. Let's get Carapace. And we're good. Okay, let's take these gases. Let's also take a gas up here. And let's finish off my droning. So now the main base is good. The natural is good. The 3rd base, which we're going to make a camera key for, is good. Put my drones on these bases. Let's put all my queens on a camera on the control group. So look, I just grabbed all my queens, and now they're all in group 6 for quick injecting with camera hotkeys. And now let's make hydras, just hydras, to 100. And we need to fix one drone on that gas. Let's make hydras to 120 supply. 120 supply of hydras. Let's also take 1 zergling now, and let's go scout the sides of the map. Because we have them, we might as well. Let's go see where this guy's bases are. How many bases does he actually have? Inject, inject, inject. With all my queens. Camera hotkeys are nice. Let's go ahead and drop some more creep while we're at it. 120 supply hydras, guys. That's what we're looking for. 120 supply. And now, as soon as we see your army's under attack, we're going to try and take a look at what kills my ling. Okay, let's rally all my hatcheries to the new base. Let's make a couple overlords because we're getting close to blocking, and let's make drones.
Our forces are under
I died to a planetary, so that's fine. My other ling is super close. We'll look at it in a second again. Inject, inject, inject.
are under
I died to a bunker and a marine. I don't know anything yet, really. It's okay. I don't know really what he's doing yet. So if I don't know what he's doing, I'll just make hydras because there's a chance he might go air. It's all good. If we find out later it's ground mixed with air, I can mix roaches in too. We're still making drones to 85 supply. This space is fully saturated. What are we going to do now? Gonna fucking make another expansion. Let's go ahead and spread creep. Can I spread creep? Not yet. Let's inject. 6. Hold shift, inject. Click, click, click. Super quick inject, right? Okay. Now let's go back to making hydras again. Let's also make a infestation pit so I can go to a hive. Build some gases for our drones here. Spread our creep.
metamorphosis complete.
Spread our creep. Spread our creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. And let's now at this point maybe take this queen and have it maybe put like one more tumor there and then have it become an injector for that base. Okay, let's get 2/2 upgrades. Do my injects again. Inject, inject, inject. Sick. Fix my gas here at this base. 1, 2, 3. On that one. Nice. Let's put one more creep tumor down. And now we're done with our with our creep tumors. We're just going to spread active tumors. Let's get a hive. And now we're making a few more overlords because again we're about to supply block. Now that we started a hive, let's start a lurker den just in case this game becomes a base trade. Let's start a couple overseers so we can have them follow our hydras. Who knows if this guy goes banshees or something. Take our group 6, inject, inject, inject on 3 camera hotkeys. Practice that. It's so fucking strong. And then make hydras. Slam out hydras. And now suddenly we're maxing out right about 945.
We require more Vespine gas. Mineral field.
Okay, now we can spread creep again while we wait for our hydras to finish. Spread my creep. Spread my creep. Spread my creep. And now let's go ahead and select my whole army. And let's prioritize the left side of the map this time. So let's go A move, shift 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 A move. Grab my overseers, follow a couple hydras.
Oh, yeah.
Go to my queens. Inject, inject, inject.
Wahoo!
Yo, thank you, Mr. Blaze Monster. Thank you, man, for the sub. Wow, dude. Let's get another base because we're, we're getting close to maxing out. We're under attack. What? By a planetary. Okay, look away. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's inject again. Inject, inject, inject. Get some upgrades. 2/2's looking good. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more creep. Get some more creep. Get some more creep. 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 And creep. Let's inject again. Inject, inject, inject. Okay, let's make some more hydras again. What does he have? I don't even see units from him. There's a tank shooting me on the high ground. I have no idea what armies he's making. If I'm confused, I'm gonna keep making hydras. I literally don't know what he's making. Okay, we're fighting again. It's something else. Okay, a lot of air units are flying around. Let's just keep making hydras. This army is, I can't tell what it is. I don't even know. Hydras it is. Inject, inject, inject. Fix my economy. Grab 2 drones here. This one looks fine. This one looks fine. Send some drones down to somewhere else. We can grab our 4th queen and inject our hatches a few times. Okay. Let's go ahead and make some more creep tumors.
Our forces are under attack.
Cool. Bases are looking good. This base is not looking good. Fix it. 3rd base still looking good. Send drones over here. Okay, we need to make another round of hydras, guys. We're not maxed. There we go. Now we're maxed. Rally point all my units to the front of my base. Let's do another round of creep. 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 Creep tumor. Hit 6. Hit V. Hold shift. Put my mouse in the middle of the screen. Camera hockey. Click. Camera hockey. Click. Camera hockey. Click. Do it again. I didn't do it for a while. Same thing. Camera hockey. Click. Camera hockey. Click. Camera hockey. Click. Wonderful. We just injected a lot. We also noticed our naturals oversaturated. Let's grab those hydras and send them somewhere else. Now let's take our hydras and let's attack the bottom right of the map. Let's go bottom right, shift, A move, shift, A move, shift, A move, shift, A move. Grab my overseers, follow a hydralisk with them. Let's also creep spread while this is happening. So, well, let's also go back to our base really quick and as well and get upgrades. We haven't done that for a long time. Let's go back to creep spreading. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. And creep spread. 6. Hit. Inject. Middle of the screen. Camera hotkey. Click. Camera hotkey. Click. Camera hotkey. Click. You just injected like a wild man again. Now we have a 4th queen that's not doing much, so let's just click it. Inject it. And click, 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 click. Keep a bunch of injects because we haven't touched this one in the last like 2 minutes. And now what are we doing? We're chilling. Let's make hydras again. Let's do another round of creep. Make creep. Make creep. Make creep. Make creep. Make creep. Make creep. 6. Inject. Middle screen. Camera hotkey. Click. Camera hotkey. Click. Camera hotkey. Click. Bases. Good. 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 Still good. And this one's obviously still good because I don't have any drones there. Creep again, guys. Creep. 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 Let's take a quick look at his base. I don't see any units. So if I don't see any units, guys, and he still isn't out of the game, let's go ahead and start a Spire. Because who knows if this guy... Like, he already was kind of trolling a little bit in the start of the game. But maybe we need to make a Spire to kill him. Because he might be floating CCs around the map. Who knows? Alright, okay, never mind. So again, all we're doing there is just more... Our macro is speeding up, and why is it speeding up? Because we're injecting faster and faster and faster and faster. We're doing these things quicker now. Also, why is this a big deal? Or why did we get so far ahead this game? And win? Because our opponent overinvested into something super silly over here. And obviously he's having fun. He's just, you know, talking shit while proxying bunkers in my natural. But did we overreact to that? No, I dealt with it the exact same way I dealt with the cannon rush. And why did I deal with it that way? If I caught this, if I actually saw this right as he started building a bunker, like right as it started, before a Marine was out, and maybe even if I caught this while the barracks was being made, you know what would happen? If I wanted to, I could pull my drones. If I wanted to. Because it makes sense then, because there's no static definished. But look at when I actually catch when it's happening. I caught what's happening right now. So like right now, I actually move my camera up and I look at it. I'm like, oh, look. We're getting bunker proxied. Now, I want you to know that for that much time on a bunker to finish, if I were to pull one drone's not going to stop that. One drone can't stop that. And it would be close enough, but it's not going to stop that. If I were to pull drones right now from my main, like a big chunk of them, and go A move, by the time the drones got to like right here from my main base, this bunker would be done. This bunker is literally like 6 seconds from finishing. It's not that, or okay, it's 10. Sorry, 10. Not quite 6, 10. 10 seconds is not enough for drones to literally run from the main, come down, go down the ramp, go up and around, get through the mineral patch and the gas, and then start hitting the gas. Or start hitting the bunker. It's not enough time. So if we don't have enough time to stop this from going up, we go to phase 2, which is let it finish, make spines, and do a power spike defense where once the spines finish, we engage with spines, and then we go forward. It's the exact same thing we did against Protoss. And what happens? Like, look at the supply throughout this process. We make 3 spines. We run our drones away because they're just dying. He actually manages to focus fire down and kill one of my spine colors before they finish. We could have canceled that. It's okay. I mean, if I do or don't cancel it, I mean, obviously it's better if you cancel it before it dies, but you want to cancel it at the last second so you make him waste as much time as possible so it buys more time for your other spines to finish. Again, now that we only have 2 spines instead of 3, it's still okay. We're still going to break this because, again, this is a power spike defense. And now that I'm starting to engage it, what am I building in production? Drones. Because if I start making more lings right now, they're going to be spawning by the time the fight has been decided whether I win or lose. It's not going to be like, oh my god, it's barely enough to not die, and then suddenly lings come out and finish it off. Because think about it like this. Think about it like this. I didn't say this yet, but let me say this really fast. if this fight was to a point where, like, let's just say all of our units like literally killed each other, and then he was like with his last Marine that has like 5 hit points left that barely won the fight was like, holy fuck, I barely lived with I just barely made it out with my life right there.
Well, that guy was appropriately named.
Oh my god, I almost died to the Zerg. You know what you could do then, even though you made drones? If you like barely didn't kill the Terran, just fucking aim move your drones at his ass. And you'll like push him over and he'll die. In this push. You definitely don't want to make a bunch of Lings after the fight has started, because Lings are gonna die super fast. Like the Terran and the Protoss and the Zerg, all these things, everything's gonna die really quick. And it's gonna reset. It's either gonna win or you're gonna lose. If the fight came to a point where you both died, but like he barely had a little bit left over, legit, if you pulled drones and you said, drones, go attack that, you would kill him with drones. So I hope that makes sense. So like you should always be making drones here. And chances are you're almost never going to lose the fight if you make spines. If you make 3 spines and then do the power spike defense, you're almost never going to lose, especially in platinum or below. Like it's the only way people can deal with this is if they have a like insanely intelligent SimCity. If they're really good about where they put their locations of buildings and it's like super methodical. And players don't actually do that kind of shit until like high masters. A lot of players do shit randomly in lower leagues. And in high masters, what are we going to do? We're going to actually be microing by then, so it's fine. So look at this defense, right? We just destroyed it. Now look at the economy. We're already 8 workers ahead because I did not overcommit to making a shitload of Lings. Some of my Lings died during that defense. I lost 3 units so far. One of them just died. I lost 2 units before that. But you get my point. It's like we've lost a couple things. It is what it is. It's totally fine. Now we're injecting. We're making more drones. And we scouted. This guy was on 4 command centers out of his base, which is ridiculous. It's a lot. So we skipped roaches. We skipped roaches because we're actually trying to use our brain again, or for the first time, really. We're trying to. We're not just going for like a monkey doing a build, being like always do the same thing regardless. What did we like? Because in Bronze League, what did I teach you to do? Forget about what your opponent does. Do the same thing regardless every single game. It doesn't matter. Just get good at doing your thing. And then what did I teach you in Silver League? Scout and see if he expanded at his natural really fast. We want to just see, does he have a natural or not? And now what are we looking for now that we're in Gold League? Now we're going into the main base and we're just looking to see, is he expanding in the main base? Like for instance, like this, Terran can lift it off and land it. Is he going to make expansion first, or is he going to make a lot of production? And I just want you guys to know, 1 production building before an expansion is very standard. That's normal. That's actually appropriate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Anything over 2 or more, anything that is 2 production buildings or more before you expand is starting to get excessive. And that means that is when you should prepare some type of defense. That is now when we want to go, okay, let's make safety roaches. We now want to make safety roaches because this guy is prioritizing units over economy. If our opponent goes for 4 command centers off of 1 barracks, that is not the time to freak out and go, what if he attacks me though? Because what if he does attack me? What is he going to attack me with? Fucking like 35 SCVs and like 6 Marines? That's not scary at all. I could just start making roaches as he fights my spine crawlers and I would still win the game there. I could actually just pull my drones while he fights spine crawlers and I would still win the game there. So that is why I say we shouldn't be making Lings or like Lings overkill early with the power spike defense, and then we also shouldn't be making roaches because we actually scouted what he was doing. And we don't know what his tech is yet. We haven't seen it yet. So by default, if we're confused, we go for the original. We fall back all the way to the silver and gold composition of just mass hydras. Because we don't know what he's doing yet, right? We haven't confirmed anything yet. All we've confirmed is that we know what his opener is. And for those of you who are curious, Gold League is going to be all about scouting his initial opener. That's it. We're just scouting the opener of the opponent. We're not scouting the transitions. We're not scouting the mid-game tech. We're not scouting all of this or other shit randomly. All we're scouting is opening of build, the opener of his build, and then eventually we're scouting for expansion locations. That's all we're scouting. That's all we're doing. I'm not like, once we get higher level, we're going to do things like fly overseers through the base and scan like, oh, he's got double starport tech lab, factory tech lab, barracks tech lab. What does that mean? If you're in Gold League, you're probably like, oh, I don't know. Lots of shit. Random. I don't get it. I don't know what any of that means. We could definitely talk more about that at a higher level. But again, right now, we're not making it too complicated. We're just scouting the opener. So all of this shit doesn't matter. We saw all these command centers in the opener, guys. All these command centers in the opener. Look at this. He's got 4 orbitals. 5 orbitals. This dude has 5 fucking orbital commands. This guy is crazy. He's making another command center. This guy is a CC maniac. And now we push. And when we push, all we do is we try to look at the army, for a second to then see composition and just confirm if we want to keep making pure Hydra or if we want to make like 1/3 Roach. And there's no units defending his base. And why are there no units defending his base? Because he made like 10 command centers. He made literally 1 factory, 1 barracks, 1 factory, 2 starport, and he hasn't been producing units at all out of them, really. He hasn't been building any units. He's been building nothing but SCVs and mostly command centers and the SCVs here and there. Also, our overseers happen to be, this kind of is funny. Our overseers are actually following the Hydra that got stuck on the wall, killing the shit up here. And the rest of our Hydras ran down and are just getting murdered by Widow Mines that are never being revealed because they're cloaked because they have an armory. So our detection's just following a Hydra somewhere else. It's kind of funny. And then now the overseer comes over here to help me kill these Widow Mines. And now our army's dead, and it's okay. Because, look at the supply, right? We're just massively outnumbering the opponent. He's super dead. And there we go. Nice. 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 Okay, let's go scout our opponent's natural. This is Protoss. Get like a fun. I'm gonna laugh if we get cannon rushed again. Guys, just know all-ins are not the way to grow as a player. They really aren't. They really aren't the way, guys. That is not the way. It's not the Mandalorian way to get better at StarCraft.
We require more minerals.
Okay, so I just hotkeyed my hatcheries. Now I can bounce between my bases. We're gonna take our spawning pool. Keep making stuff or thingies or drones until 20 supply. Then we make a gas. Let's make an overlord and another drone. Put our drones on gas. So now we finally get to play an actual game. Now let's look at our overlord. You can hockey your overlord as well. We're going to put ours on like group 3. So now we can go camera hockey, double tap 3, and now our overlord suddenly goes into his base. And do we want to stare at his base the entire time? No. I want, please, for the love of God, if you're looking at your overlord, make sure you're going 5 SD. 5 SD. Watch your supply as well. 5 SV. Fucking macro while you look at someone's base. Don't just tunnel vision and watch it and just go, I don't know what this means. You remember how I said one production building is standard with an expansion? That's all we need to know. The expansion is all we need to know. Like, realistically, we've confirmed he's expanded, and we're good to go. Now let's fly out of his base. We've already found out everything we want to know here. Do I need to know what his tech is? If I figured out what his tech was, yes, that would help. But do I have to know what it is? No, I don't have to know what it is. It's not mandatory right now. Again, this is Gold League. We just want to know his opener, and I can now confirm what his opener was, which is 1 gate expand.
Thanks for being the best SC2 coach in the known universe.
Yo, thank you very much, Bada Boomer. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the 5. We just wanted to confirm what his opener was, because sometimes before all we were doing was scouting the natural, we were kind of guessing what the opener was. Like sometimes there was no expansion, we would just go, okay, well, I don't know, maybe. But now that we know what the opener is, you know, cool. Now we know, right? Let's go ahead and start spreading creep. Let's make our queens in a hockey for group 6.
I thought you would teach us to play like Bly Frown.
No, I don't want to teach you to play like Bly. Proxy hatches every game.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take it to 3rd base because we're fully saturated. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make roach speed and weapons. Let's saturate my gases.
Hey Vibe, you once said create a problem for your opponent that takes longer for him to fix than it took you to create. Genius.
That's right. That's very true. That's why we're A-moving, right? That's the whole point of that. David, thank you very much for the 10. Glad you liked the quote. Thank you, dude. Okay, now let's make safety roaches. Why am I making safety roaches? Because this game is standard. I'm going to make safety roaches because this game is standard. Do I ultimately need them? Am I getting all in right now? I fucking don't know. I don't think so. But does it matter? No. Doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because we're playing efficient. Again, we're trying to play efficient. And the only way our opponent can keep up with us is if he also plays efficient. And if he all-ins us, if he's going to be efficient, and here's the crazy thing. If he's going to be efficient and he's actually going to all-in, he better be attacking me like right now. And if he doesn't attack me like right now, I will have enough economy to overpower him if he all-ins me later. And it won't even matter then.
I actually like it when you get cheesed. It's helpful to watch how you react.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and add this queen into group 6. Add this hatchery into a hotkey for control group, like a camera hotkey. Inject, camera hotkey, click, click, click. We just injected all of our bases, nice and smooth. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and make a hydrogen. Spread our creep. Spread that creep. Make some drones. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Let's make a second Evo chamber as well so we can get Carapace. Let's make another gas in my main so I can actually saturate that properly. And let's take another base because I'm fully saturated at my 4th base. Make 3 drones for this gas. Take my queens. Camera hotkey, inject. Camera hotkey, inject. Camera hotkey, inject. Grab drones for this gas. And right now we need 4 drones. 3 drones. 2 drones. 1 drone. There we go. All drones going here. Now what are we going to do? Make some overlords so that I can then make hydras to 120 supply. So grab my queens. Inject, inject, inject. Camera hotkey, shift, click, click, click. Spread some creep while we're at it. Creep. Creep. Add this hatchery into our group 5. Rally all my hatcheries to this base. Now make hydras to 120 supply.
We require more Vespine gas.
Remember how I talked about if he was going to all-in me, it would have been efficiently done? Well, if he all-ins me now, guys, I could care less. We would crush it. We would be fine. And why would I be fine? Because we're already in the phase of going 3 base production now. That's why we make safety units. Let's go ahead and spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread some creep. Take my queens. Go to camera hockey. Inject, inject, inject. Let's now make drones to 85 supply. Or 85 drones worth of supply. We're at 78. I just made a bunch.
Metamorphosis complete.
Okay, let's go ahead and take another base. Let's also take our gases here because we're again fully saturated. Okay. Let's now go ahead and make an Evo chamber. Or, sorry, infestation pit. Grab my queens. Inject, inject, inject. Go back to my natural. Upgrades are looking good. We can go back to now making overlords and hydras because we're done with drones. Now that we're getting ready to attack, soon, let's send my roaches out. One on the left side. One on the right side. Meanwhile, let's spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread some creep.
Mineral field.
Spread some creep. And now when our roaches encounter where he is, I'll try to look at it. If I see my roach dying,
Place that on
inject, inject, inject. Grab my drones in my main. Put that camera hockey. It's super effective. Go down here. Saturate this base properly. Send 2 drones away to the new base we just made. If I see his army, I definitely want to look at it if I can. Okay. So let's start a hive right now. Let's go ahead and start level 2 carapace. Or forces under attack. It's zealots. So now I know, guys, it's zealots. What does zealots mean? Zealots mean ground unit. Zealots mean ground unit, right? So what am I going to do now? Now that I have a bunch of hydras, I have a ton of hydras. I have a lot of hydras. Let's go ahead and maybe finish off on roaches because this is a fuckload of hydras. Like, look at this. How many roaches, or how many hydras do I have? Again, we're looking for a ratio of about 20 to 40 with a total of 60 because it's 60 supply is 120 and that's about how big our army is. So if I take these roaches out of my group, so here's a cool thing you can do. I hit select all army, I hit control 1. Hold shift to control, click the roaches, it deselects all 5 of them. Now hit control 1 again, and now I have 34 hydras. So let's make like 6 more hydras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Control click those eggs. Or you don't have to control click shit. Don't worry about it. We'll worry about hotkeys later, more often later. Just make 6 hydras. Well, cool, we got 40 hydras. Now let's make all roaches. Now we're maxed out.
we are at maximum supply.
Okay, now let's grab our queens. Inject, inject, inject. Try it again. Inject, inject, inject. Try it again. Inject, inject, inject. Cool, we just injected all of our hatcheries a shitload, and now we're really good on larvae.
Field depleted.
And now we also scouted where his bases were. So while my units are spawning and they're finally getting out of the hatcheries, let's do one last round of creep spread. Let's now make a couple of overseers. Let's take a couple drones here and send them somewhere else. They same here with this base. Send these all down. And now let's go
Haven't
set up an
been
attack
around
here.
Lately. Crazy
move.
at work and
A
didn't
move.
want to
A
disturb
move. A move.
B2GM.
A move.
Just wanted to say hope you're well and love you, my dude.
Thank you very much, Zach Savage, for the 10, dude. And no worries. I'm glad that you're able to hang out more. Much love, dude. I'm doing all right. But thank you very much for the 10, man. I appreciate you. Okay, now while my army's going and attacking, again, we're going to stare at the army? No. But I'm going to take a glance at it when it fights. So it's fighting. What is that? Ground units. Okay, that's all we need to know. All we needed to know was ground units. That's all we needed to know. So, what are we going to do? For every 2 hydras we make, we're going to make a roach. So I kind of want to keep tabs on my supply. I'm going to be like, made a bunch of hydras. Okay, that's a lot of hydras. Okay, so now I'll make some roaches. And now, next time I make units, I'll make a bunch of hydras and I'll make some roaches. Again, does it have to be perfect? No. Don't worry about it being perfect. It just needs to have the idea that you have more hydras than roaches, but you still have some roaches because he has a ground army. And it helps tank for your hydras. Okay, let's go ahead and spread creep again. Tell this screen to come out here and spread some creep again. He killed my creep up here. Okay, let's make maybe like a few roaches and a few hydras. Does it have to be perfect? No. Just I don't want you to make mass hydras. Or sorry, I don't want you to make mass roaches though. Don't be like, oh, I made 80 roaches and 7 hydras. Don't do that. That's definitely not gonna help you. Okay, so let's grab my queens. Hold shift. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Okay. Start 3-3 upgrades. And now we can go ahead and start, honestly, another base. Take a glance at my army. It's still doing pretty good. Let's send these units with it now. Select all army. Let's A move here. Shift A move there. Shift A move there on the mini-map. Go to my overseers. How did I do that? I was like this. Control click overseer. Click the camera on bottom right. It goes right to him. I now mouse over, or like drag over a hydralisk. Right click a hydra. And now follows hydras. So look at my supply. We're at 178. So what could I do here? Let's make like a few roaches and make more hydras.
Spawn more overlords.
Okay, let's go ahead and grab my queens. Inject, inject, inject. Grab my drones. Spread them around. Easy peasy. Easy a peasy. Nice. Now let's go through and let's watch. You know, again, this was actually a standard game, right? Nothing really that crazy happened this game. Let's look at the supply. Let's look at the supply. So we saw he went for a 1-gate expand. We know he's playing a standard style so far. It looks like he's actually doing a B2GM style almost, because he's going expansion into 2-gate robo. And he's making Stalker Sentry and he's expanding now. Yeah, this definitely looks like a B2GM style. Firefly, if you're using B2GM, I'm fucking proud of you, dude. Keep it up. Yeah, he's definitely playing B2GM style. That's sick. I like it. Double gate. Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah. I like it, dude. I like it, dude. Okay. And then, so this game, again, just so you guys know, Zerg should legit max out faster than Protoss and faster than Terran. That's generally how it goes. It's how it's going to go later on in the game as well. 945 is definitely a soft max. It's not like the epitome of speed of Zerg. So again, if you're struggling to get 945 maxes, it means you need to increase your macro. It means your macro needs some improvement. And I'll say it one more time. I've said this a couple times throughout the series, and I don't know which videos I said it in. Might have been in a Terran video, might have been in a Protoss video. But I highly recommend, if you are stuck in a league, if you're listening to me right now, and you're stuck in a league, I highly recommend you go to my Discord, you download my replay pack of whatever league you want to see. It's super organized. It's literally, the channel is called B2GM 2021 replay packs. And then you associate it with, like, let's just say in the YouTube video, you're like, I like game 3 vibe played in the YouTube video. It was a Zerg versus Protoss. And in the YouTube video, it'll be like gold 1 or gold 3 ZVP game 3.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the game you're looking at, and you can use that as a reference to do what I talked about in the very beginning of this whole series, in the intro to B2GM 2021, the video that says welcome to B2GM 2021. Use the notepad trick on my build you're comparing to. And if you're like, what the fuck is the notepad trick? Go watch that video. Go watch welcome to B2GM 2021, and I explain what that means. And it will help you actually understand how to push your builds faster with replay analysis for yourself. And it pinpoints where your problems are. And you can actually, you don't have to just look at a replay and go, well, how do I recreate all of that? You can break it down piece by piece and just try to build yourself up as a player. Start with 1 minute, then work on 2 minutes, then work on 3 minutes, then work on 4 minutes, then work on 5 minutes, and so on and so on and so on. It's very useful for growing yourself if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so he actually maxes out about the same time we do. Our attack is hitting each other roughly about the same time. And then this guy was just unfortunate for him because his army was so scattered. Half of his army went this way and half of his army went that way. So that was brutal. He fought half my army with half of his. He fought my army with half of his army. That was a bit rough. And here's also the rough part, right? Is there enough production to keep her building? There's some, right? And he's definitely building some, but there's definitely not enough production going on here because the supply is definitely starting to favor me heavily. But again, we're also Zerg and we're producing roaches and hydras at the same time. Also, Firefly, if you're listening to me right now, check out the gold level. I already posted a gold level Protoss video, gold 3 to gold 2. Go check that out. We're definitely using like you're using everything that I use as well. It's just you're not using Archons, and Archons would help you so much, especially in this situation. They would make your army a lot more stable. But you did play it pretty well, honestly. Like you had a good, your initial part of that game was pretty nice. Like it's much more formidable when we're both maxed out when I push someone, as opposed to one guy only having 108 supply and I have 200, and then I push him and he just fucking rolls over and dies. So yeah. And then yeah, now there's nothing he can really do. He just doesn't have any supply, so he's super dead. But this guy 100% doing B2GM. Firefly, keep it up, dude. Keep doing it. Keep B2GMing your ass off. You'll break out of these leagues in no time if you keep it up. Okay, next game. Okay, we got another Protoss. Aneza Protoss. So the game starts, get my mouse in the middle of the screen. Let's get ready to build a drone. Get my mouse over the hatchery. Right when it goes, build a drone. Right now, go, go, go. Send my overlord to his base. Control 3 my overlord. Or whatever control cube you want to put it on, so I can literally always double tap the camera if I want to. Let's bind a camera hotkey to my main base right now while we're waiting. And now we're good to go. Now we're making drones. And we're chilling. We made one overlord as well. 13 overlorded, and now I'm making drones. So I made drone, overlord, drone. And then I'm going to make drones again. Once the overlord's out. Send my second overlord to my natural. That way we can see if we're going to get cheesed. And let's go take my natural with one drone right now.
We require more minerals.
Let's grab this hatchery, put it on group 5. Also make it a camera hotkey. Keep making drones. Don't take too long to do that. Make sure you keep spinning your larva. Keep making drones. Let's go for like an 18 pool now, again. Mineral focused build, right? We don't really need the gas really fast here with this build, so we're gonna take a 20 gas the way we're playing it out, because our build is all about actually building units after we have a layer. If for units that cost gas, we're not rushing a roach warren super fast. Okay, now we have 20, so let's build our roach warren. Let's go ahead and rally to our natural with our main. Let's keep making drones. We made one overlord as well right now at 19. Keep making drones. Put 3 drones on that gas. Now that it's done, make 2 queens and keep making drones. Now we're gonna keep making drones, guys. While we what we do? We right click 5 SD. Overlord right click 5 SD. Overlord right click 5 SD. Go back to my main. Check my main for a second. Go back to my natural. Check my natural. Double tap 3. Back to my overlord. Look how there's no natural, right? So we're still going to build a spine because this could be very aggressive. And now what is it? It's double gateway. Remember how we talked about how there's going to be... Now we confirmed it. There's multiple buildings before a nexus. These produce units. So now we definitely want that fucking spine crawler. And I'm still macroing. Let's go ahead and make another queen. Inject our hatcheries. And let's make a lair. Go back to my overlord. And we're going through the end of his base and we're going to leave. 5 SD. I'm still making drones. Would you believe it? Now he's also chrono boosting his core, which is going to be a faster warp gate. This is super all in. Super duper all in from Protoss. That's okay though. Let's not supply block. Make a couple overlords. And let's make our roach warren. And let's make our evo chamber. Go ahead and grab my queens in a group. Hit the hotkey for inject. Click, click with camera hotkey. Make drones. Make a drones. We just made a creep tumor as well. I'm making drones, guys. I'm making drones. But I'm making drones fast is the difference. I'm not waiting until I have 9 larvae and then making drones. I'm going 5 SD a lot. We're still making drones. Making drones. And now we're at a really good saturation, so let's put 3 drones on each gas because I just made a lot of drones. Let's take roach speed and roach weapons. Grab my queens. Camera key inject. Camera key inject. I'll take 1 drone off and click my 3rd banner line so I can go build a hatchery there. And let's start making safety roaches. Also while we make overlords. Grab our drone and have it chill for a second. And why are we making safety roaches this game? Because our opponent opened up with aggression. Has he attacked me yet? No. But did he open aggressive? Yes. Go to my queens. Camera hotkey. Inject. Inject. So I made roaches for safety. And now look. Remember what we talked about with efficiency in terms of how you attack? There he is. Let's go ahead and rally point my spine. Like now let's keep making roaches because this is now aggressive. This is why we make safety roaches. Now we know we need to keep making more because this dude's super aggressive. And let's rally point my roaches here. To where the fight is. Okay. Make roaches. Camera hotkey, queens. Inject, inject. Okay, it looks like we're kind of winning this fight pretty hard. I like the depths are all kind of disappearing, so now we can go back to making drones again. And now let's go take our 3rd base once again. Now let's go ahead and take our creep. Go back. It will literally go back to plan A. So now this is more roaches than I would have wanted originally. So now it fucks with our supply a little bit, but we're still going to do the same thresholds. All this does is it changes how many units we're going to make up to 120 supply in terms of hydras, because now we have more roaches than we otherwise would have made. Okay, let's make a creep tumor. Grab our queens. Inject, inject. Make another queen so we can have another queen for this base. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Transfer over some drones to my 3rd. Rally to my 3rd. Look, he's attacking us again. Oh, he's attacking us again. I'm not ready yet. Go back to making roaches. Okay, so if now he's attacking me twice like this, we can honestly, you can grab your drones and you can go like this. Right click the 3rd, shift, right click the natural. Make roaches until we're sure we're not going to die. Efficiency, again, that's the same. I'll say it again. Said 100 times, I'll say it again. Efficiency beats non-efficiency. That's all it is. Efficiency beats non-efficiency. So even though he's 1 base all-inning us, that spine crawler definitely did a great job at helping me not die there. It definitely helped poke the adepts a lot. But off the back of safety roaches, while getting attacked, that's why they're called safety roaches. The emphasis on the word safety. They initiate the fight while we're getting attacked, and I just make more roaches then. And they keep me safe while I reinforce. Vibe, he's not shading ... Efficiency beats non-efficiency. And expecting players in platinum or below to play efficient in either macro or micro is unrealistic. It's the point of the guide. It's literally why I keep saying you can't actually theory craft how to play StarCraft 2 properly if you can't even play StarCraft 2 properly. And the baseline for playing StarCraft 2 properly is fucking Diamond League. It is legit Diamond League, because below Diamond League, it's going to be like distorted versions of what's actually supposed to happen for no reason other than the person doesn't have enough effectiveness with how they play the game. And then how do they get better at that? They practice and focus on mechanics of everything and get faster and more efficient with how they play. And then you start doing more on top of that. That's how it goes, guys. This is legit. Why I stress so hard on macro. Okay, so we scouted his base and we saw a double gateway. Am I going back in and am I confirming that there's 4 gates right now? No. It's not a big deal. I'm not confirming there's 4 gates at the moment. You don't want to know why I'm not doing that? It's because it's Gold League, and if I told you, instead of telling you to just take one quick pass and then leave the base, if I told you, okay, scout the base, keep moving around his base over and over and over, let's find out how much shit he has. How many, count the gateways. Where are they? Find them. They're located somewhere. What you're going to do is you're going to see a Zerg player, or like whoever we're teaching, you're going to see that player overemphasize scouting the base of their opponent, and then like they're going to realize 45 seconds have gone by and they're not macroing at all. And it doesn't matter, even if you get good scouts then, if you didn't macro, you can't beat anything. Like it'd be like me saying this. Imagine if my house was covered in gasoline. It was covered in gasoline. And then I know that there's a fire somewhere around the area, and I know it's coming towards where my house is. And let's say, instead of actually understanding that there's a fire coming to my house and then getting like the hose and washing the gasoline off of my house, I just keep doing circles around my house repeatedly, being like, where's the fire? Where is it? Where is it? I need to know what direction it's coming from so that I can start hosing off that side of my house first. And let's say by the time I see it, the fire's already about to touch my house, and I go grab the hose, and then suddenly it touches my house, and the whole fucking house lights up in flames, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have spent so much time looking for the fire to then start fixing the problem. Maybe I should have just understood there was a fire and fixed the problem before the problem actually became a serious problem. It doesn't matter if you know what is going to happen if it's too late to fix it. That's the point I'm trying to make here. It doesn't matter if I know I'm going to get 4 gated instead of 2 gated, when if I wasted 2 minutes looking for 4 gates in his base and I go, oh, fuck, my build's 2 minutes behind now, I'm going to die. I would actually die then. That is why gold players get fucked when they scout, because they overdo it. They just look at the base too hard and they don't actually build shit. You tunnel vision scouting way too much. When all that really matters is I go, oh, he built more than 1 building for production before he expanded. Let's do my build as I normally would, and let's just add a spine crawler to it. The same thing we've been doing in bronze and silver. It's just now we're doing it with logical reasoning. It's not like in bronze in bronze we didn't even do it, period. In bronze we just fucking went, let's make roaches and fucking drones and hydras, whatever. In silver I was like, does he have a natural? No, but what if he would have taken a little bit of a later natural than when I scouted? What if his build was just a little inefficient, but he still wanted to expand? It's just he made like 3 pylons before he expanded. Still, it doesn't matter then. If I make a spine crawler and he makes 3 pylons and expands, it's still not bad because his build is inefficient, even though my build put an inefficient spine that I didn't need because he still expanded. But now in Gold League, we're actually confirming it makes sense to make a spine crawler because he has multiple production buildings. It's not like 3 pylons, or it's not a photon cannon defensively. It's multiple production buildings, and he did not expand, so then it makes sense. Ah, yes, he could definitely be aggressive, so now we make a spine crawler. And then we go back to the build as normal. Also, we put our buildings in front of our base as well, and I have a queen in the doorway, and what this does is it's a wall, guys. It's the same thing we do against Zerg. If you are afraid of Protoss, or if you scout someone who looks like they're going to be aggressive, if you put your base like this, like your wall like that, you can actually wall off to the point where if zealots did show up, they would get stuck on my queen, and a spine crawler would poke zealots off of my queen. And they wouldn't just walk in and start killing my drones. Obviously, adepts can shade right through that. But, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Because at that point, we have units. Well, look. I mean, he's been preparing adepts this entire time. He's got gateway, 4 gates. He has 5 gate in total. And he's just going for proxy 5-gate adept all in. That's what his build is. And when he shows up, I'm already fully saturated on this base. I did not stop making drones at like 7 drones on the mineral line and 3 drones on 1 gas and go, ah, fuck, I got to make roaches faster than normal now because an all in is coming. I'm going to die otherwise. No, I didn't do that. I fully saturated it still, and then I made roaches, and guess what? He shows up during the phase of me making safety roaches. So all I do then is I keep making roaches after safety roaches because he's currently attacking us with units that I don't know if I'm going to win the fight or not. And now we win the fight. And now not only do I still have a drone lead, but I also have a supply lead. And now it's 2 base versus 1 base still, with already me being in the lead on top of that. And it's going to only get worse for the other guy. And now what am I doing? Did I even reconfirm that he expanded or not? No, we're not reconfirming scouts yet. That'll come in Platinum League. We'll start reconfirming a little bit in Platinum League. But in Gold League, we're just doing we're actually getting a real confirmed initial scout and trying to understand what it means off the opener. And we're understanding that this guy has definitely the potential to be aggressive. But look, I made roaches until we killed the adepts. And then I stopped making roaches because the adepts all died. And then I go back to making drones. I am making nothing but drones right now. And he shows up again with another attack. Because he's not expanding, guys. But do I know this? I don't know this. I have no idea that he's not expanding because I didn't follow it up. And it's okay. Because even though I didn't know it, and I still have more drones being made, and right now the production tab is 47 drones to 24 probes. Whoops, back it up. Even though I'm in a situation where the drone count's much bigger than the probe count, which means he's got more army supply than me right now. I got 28. He's got actually 24, but I have queens, so that kind of buffers a little bit. But the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is this definitely looks kind of scary still compared to what I have here with the roaches. But you know what these roaches do? They once again will initiate the fight while I make more roaches. So I have the economy to do it, as you can clearly see. I have way more income than he does, so I can produce faster than he can. And now watch the supply as the fight starts. Watch the supply as the fight starts. Right now it's 48 to 79. Okay. And now he's the fight's starting. And because here's something we did too. My roaches aren't close to being finished. I'm starting roaches right now. So this mineral line is super compromised, and I am going to move this because this is my priority right now. I don't give a shit what happens here. I already know, oh, roaches are fighting stalkers. Am I going to micro focus fire stalkers? Am I going to pull back roaches that are red and yellow and stuff? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't care. This is not the priority. Let this just A-move the stalkers and just let it happen. Instead, I should pull the drones back and make them run away from the adepts just for a second and then have them come right back in my minerals when new roaches spawn that I can cover the
10
mineral
years
line.
and I never knew clicking the portrait took you to unit camera. Thanks for doing this again, man. The community loves you.
Thank you, Opinion, for the 10. That's just your opinion, though. Not everyone loves me. Some people hate me. I'm a real dickhead. And then, yep. Now we're good to go. And now the adepts are dead. My roaches, I didn't even watch it, but the roaches killed the stalkers. And all is good. So again, like, one of the biggest things that I notice, please listen to this right now. This is like a red alert right here. This is a big, like, DEFCON 1 announcement. One of the things that I've noticed watching people do B2GM, they recreate B2GM for themselves, is every time they scout something like this, they never do B2GM anymore. Every time someone goes, he's all-inning me, they always stop doing the build that is B2GM and they start doing something paranoid and they freak out and they make their build like shit. Like, for instance, I would not be surprised if a standard gold player would see this and go, oh shit, dude, he's got multiple gateways. and he didn't expand. And I know Vibe normally says build 1 spine color, but I'm going to build 5 spines. And 2 spores. Because what if he goes like oracles? What if he goes void rays? It's all in. I don't know. And it's like, no, dude, fuck. You just ruined, like, you literally just put yourself in a situation where now you actually might die because you both have like 24 probes to like 25 drones. That's really bad. That means you don't outproduce them. So that's really what you should be focused on. You know, a lot more than, you know, freaking out. You just, because again, guys, efficiency beats non-efficiency. And the better you get at StarCraft, the more you realize that that is the most true statement that anyone could ever say about this game. That's why whenever someone's like, whenever you play someone in a game and you know that their build is inefficient as fuck, and then people watch you play that game and they go, aren't you afraid of the fact that he could do this or that? And you're like, no. And they're like, why, dude? It happens to me and I die all the time. And you literally tell them, or like you don't tell them, but you know, you already just know. Yeah, but my build's efficient and I can tell by looking at his build, it's not. So why am I afraid at all? People freak out all the time. And you have to get your shit up, your whatever, your you have to get up your your efficiency, right? You have to get your efficiency up. Nice. Gotta get that efficiency up, guys. One more win and we should have the promo. Uno más winola.
We require more minerals.
Okay. Let's take our natural. Or sorry, scout his natural with our overlord.
We require more
And let's
minerals.
make drones and overlords ourselves. Let's make this overlord control group 3, hatcheries control group 5, camera hockey our main base, and we're good to go, dude. We're good to go, dude. Nice. Take our overlord to our natural now, so we can cover it in case it gets attacked by something. Our opponent's race is Protoss again. That's a lot of Protoss. Okay, let's go ahead and hockey this hatchery in group 5. Also camera hockey it. So now we have 2 camera hockeys. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Require more minerals.
Make a spawning pool. Let's make our gas at 20. How many kills did your spine color get last game? Probably not many. Because the kills only based off the last hit, and it probably only actually got the last hit like once or twice. But it poked the adepts though, probably like 9 times. So it definitely added in a lot of damage into what was going on. Okay. So let's rally to my natural. Let's start another overlord. Let's put 3 drones on our gas and our main. Make 2 queens. And make drones. Now, what are we doing at this point in the game again? We're making overlord. We're making drones. We're keeping the macro pumping while we periodically will check our base. What is that? What was that? Right? But look, he expanded and he's got a zealot. Am I afraid? Am I going to build a spine color now? No, I'm not going to build a spine color.
Oh, yeah.
Let's send our overlord up here, because what was that, right? If you notice something like that, definitely go check it out. This guy's got 2 zealots. Am I gonna make Zerglings right now? No, I'm not gonna make Zerglings. If it was, look, there's a pylon, and look at this, guys. Check it out. Watch this. This is why, again, you need to understand your limits as a player. Am I afraid of this right now? No. Why is that? Because I got a queen, and she fucks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave his base now. So I know this guy went for a 1-gate expand, and he's making zealots. That's totally fine. By all means, keep doing that, Protoss. I don't mind. Now let's go ahead and make, after this inject pops off, let's make our Roach Warren and our Evo Chamber. So make our injects, or sorry, make our larva, Roach Warren, Evo Chamber, inject our natural, inject our main. We can hotkey our queens as well on group 6. And those can be our injectors, right? Okay, let's take our gases and also take a 3rd base. And now what are we doing? Am I afraid that he made zealots? Like, look at this, guys. I have not. Sorry, I shoot his camera hockeys right there. Am I freaking out because he made zealots? No. Did I freak out because he made a pylon on my base? No. And why? Because I confirmed it's a nexus. The amount of attacking he could do with a nexus is so little. We need to prioritize our minerals. I don't need to mine that gas so fast. We need more drones for those gases. So let's put 3 drones. We'll just put the eggs that we just made on those gases. I didn't realize I didn't make those. Again, mineral priority, right? And now I'm making roaches. Now we make some roaches. Grab my queens. Inject, inject. Make some roaches. Okay, let's make another queen because we need to have another creep spreader. Make another overlord because we don't want a supply block soon. And now we're done making roaches and we're just making drones. The fact that, like, here's the thing. If he would have attacked me with those zealots and that stalker, it was made off of 1 gateway. I could easily have been like, oh, he's on my creep right now. Let's start making Zerglings or whatever, or roaches if I had them done at the time. And then I would be fine. People always overthink what their opponent's capable of. And knowing that he expanded reduces the amount of pressure we can actually die to heavily. And it's so much lower now. It's very non-threatening. It'd be like someone saying, I have a weapon, and you go, oh yeah, what is it? And they pull out a wet noodle, and you're like, oh. Well, that's not that intimidating. Okay, so now we got 3 queens to inject with, so let's go ahead and do it again. Inject, inject, and we need to camera hockey our 3rd base for another inject. And we camera hockeyed it just now. So now we're good. Now we're going to drone up to 66, which we just did. Let's also go ahead and make a hydrogen, which I don't think I made yet. I did not. Let's make another Evo chamber as well. Let's go ahead and get range weapons level 2. Let's spread some creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. No. Grab my queens. Inject, inject, inject. Put my drones on gases. And again, if you want a refresher on how to do like the bouncing camera thing, I really go thorough with it in the introduction to Gold League. So watch that video again if you're like confused about how I inject my hatcheries like that. I really break it down thoroughly there. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know why I moved that drone right there. Okay, let's go ahead and inject again. So I'll explain it right now. Group 6. I hit 6. I hit V for inject. My inject is V. It turns my inject into a V. I hold shift. I hit my main base camera hockey. I click. My natural base camera hockey. I click. My 3rd base camera hockey. I click. And now if we want to do it even faster, I'll do it quicker now. So do it all over again. Hit 6. V. Shift. Move your mouse to the screen. Click. 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 Oops. I accidentally fucked that up because I moved my queen too fast to the other base. I fucked it up. I'll do it again in a second, okay? Okay, anyways, we're going to make Hydras to 120 supply. 120 supply of Hydras. Okay, and let's take another base as well. Because we need to expand again, right? We should have actually expanded earlier. We're just getting kind of caught up explaining shit. So our expansion's super late. Let's also go ahead and scout the map right now. We want to see how many bases Protoss is on right now. How many times have you expanded? Okay, my queens have enough energy to inject? They all do. So now 6, camera or inject key, mouse middle of the screen, camera hotkey, click, camera hotkey, click, camera hotkey, click. That's all we're doing every time. Okay, drone up to 85. Spread my creep. 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 Spread my creep.
Unacceptable. Mineral field depleted. Mutation complete. Our forces are under attack.
6, inject, inject, inject. Let's get an infestation pit now to go to a hive. Let's transfer some drones over that are excess. Natural still good, third still good. Send them down here. We can take a couple of gases while we're at it because the space is going to be fully saturated already. And now let's start making more
Mineral field depleted.
hydras again.
Metamorphosis complete.
Do you put all your queens on one hotkey or do you leave them off for injects? I'm only putting my 3 queen bases on hotkey. I don't have this queen on a hotkey. Look, you can see right here it says 3, right? 3 on the group 6. Why? Because I'm only injecting main natural third. I only have 3 hotkeys for bases. And why do we only have 3 hotkeys for bases? Because most of your games in StarCraft 2 are going to be heavily based off of 3 base. Every race is heavily based off of 3 base in this game. I'm not trying to rhyme, but it just sounded that way. And if you wanted, here's a cool trick you can do too. If you're someone who's like, but Vibe, I really want to have more queens to inject, guess what you can do as well? You can add in more hatcheries in your main base, and you can inject multiple hatcheries in your main base. You can have a queen here and a queen here, and suddenly you have 3 camera hotkeys with 3 bases, and you can inject 5 hatcheries with 5 queens. Because I could go main base, inject, 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 natural, inject, third, inject. Again, am I doing that right now though? No, I'm not doing that yet because we're not above Gold League. You guys got to realize, again, this is Gold League. So don't forget, I'm not going to fucking teach shit that I feel like I would be showing people like leagues above this in Gold League. You got to always remember that. So anyone who's like, Vibe, I have questions about this and that and the other thing, I will eventually get there to those things. It's just not appropriate for gold players, I feel like. Like, it would, for instance, it would be like me. What if I was like a guy who's doing like a, like it was like backwards somersault to backflip. That's like the class I'm doing. That's you know, that's what I'm teaching someone, and I'm teaching someone how to do a backwards somersault and like tilt their neck to the side to do it properly, to like, and also plant their hands. And the guy right next to them's like, so when I do the backflip, do I tuck and flip or? And it's like, okay, this is advanced and this is super basic. Let's kind of break these apart a little bit, right? I will get there eventually. I will. I promise. Okay, so we're gonna attack the top of the map because we know his expansions are at the top. So group 6, inject, inject, inject. Now watch. Go back to group main base. Inject another hatchery. Fuck it. Boom. I just injected 2 hatcheries. Sick. Let's get upgrades going. 3-3. Take my army. A move. Shift A move. Shift A move. Shift A move. Grab my overseers. Click the camera for them. Follow a Hydra. Okay, it's group 6. Inject, inject, inject. Go, natural has oversaturated. Go somewhere else with these drones. This base needs to be fixed. Fix that shit right now. 4 drones off. Take another base because we're getting oversaturated. Take a quick glance. I see no army. Okay, so keep making Hydras because I don't know what he's doing. Natural's oversaturated. Send him somewhere else. Let's also clear out the mineral patches here with like 1 drone so we can actually reinforce. What is that? Okay, it's mass air. So confirmed we're going mass Hydras. Again, am I staring at the fight? No, I'm not staring at the fight. But do I now understand what I'm fighting against? Yes, it's a lot of air. So it makes Hydras make more sense now. Now I should definitely not be adding roaches into my army at all, and it's just pure Hydra. Group 6, inject, inject, inject.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay. Where's my creep spreading queen? Where's she at? Where are you? Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. So we can inject our 4th base. Hold shift, click, 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 click.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, make another round of Hydras.
Unacceptable command.
Oh, look at this, I'm remaxed immediately. 6, inject, inject, inject. Hydras are remaxed. Let's make another group of overseers. And since we're going to make overseers, let's make a couple more overlords. Because if these die, I'm going to be under supply cap. I don't want to be under supply cap. So I made 3 overlords because I'm making 3 overseers. And these could very well die. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Let's attack the other side of the map this time. We just checked the right. Now let's check the left. Just because. So attack. Shift. Attack. And check this out. Oh, he's attacking me. He's attacking me. I would have gone in a straight line across and then back over because this is still more exposed than is natural. So now we attack towards his army and forget about it. Inject, inject, inject. Fix my 3rd base. Send him over somewhere else. We can take our gas here. This is done mining that wall out. Let's send those to somewhere else. Spread some creep. Creep, 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 creep. Creep. Creepy, creepy, and creepy. Okay. Now let's make another round of Hydras. Well, this guy's all about just microing me. So let's go ahead now and grab my army. We have another full army again, right? Where's my there they are. There's the overseers. Now all my Hydras are about to spawn. While they're waiting for them to spawn, 6, inject, inject, inject. Grab my drones off this base, send them somewhere new again. And now my Hydras are literally about to pop out of my eggs in like 2 seconds. 1 second. Let's do the same thing again. Let's try to attack the left side of the map. So attack here. Attack here. We're going to attack here. Then we're going to shift all the way over to right here. Then we're going to attack here. Then we're going to attack here. Then here. Then here. And why did I do it like that? Because I know he has a 3rd, but I haven't checked the left in a long time, and he might have a base here as well. Or a base there, maybe. I want to kill all new expansions and then work my way in. I don't want to just straight up always dive into the natural because this is the most defensive base he has. It's going to be the base in the heart of his base. And look, I found a base. I just found a base. So we just wanted to check and confirm, and now we've confirmed there's a base here, so now it's going to die. Nice. Now let's spread creep while we're at it. And the more creep we spread, the more mobile my army is, and the more we're just going to see these bases before they pop up because we'll be blocking them with creep. So spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. 6. Camera hotkey. Inject, inject, inject. Now I'm getting a lot of energy on these queens, so I can go back to each queen individually and go shift inject a lot. Go back to the main. Click it. Shift inject a lot. So I'm not doing all my queens at once. Go back to the natural. Shift inject it a lot. We've missed like a bunch of injects because we're not super on top of it. So now we just queued up all these injects. Let's make a round of Hydras. Instantly remaxed. Come to this base. Let's put some of these guys on this gas because, I mean, bases are mining out. We kind of need gas. Our gas is getting kind of low up there. Also, we didn't start a lurker den. Let's start a lurker den just so we have the ability to, if this game turns into a base trade and we somehow need lurkers, we at least have it. We don't have to make lurkers, but if somehow charge lots and DTs or some shit run around my base, it would be nice to have them. There's always a chance. Spread some creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. 6. Inject. Camera hotkey. Click, click, click. Control F1 my drones because I have 3 idle ones and it selects all idle drones. Boom. Send them to a new base. Okay. Make another round of Hydras. Also, we need some drones. We need like 5 more drones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click. Let's send 1 drone up here to go build the base because this base is going to also start saturating pretty soon. And we need to have more bases to send shit to. Make a round of Hydras. Now, it looks like my whole army's dead. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make another 3 overseers. I'm going to make another 3 overlords. 1, 2, 3. Boom. So that way I can actually still have detection. I don't know if this guy has DTs. I'm not really sure about that. I just know he's got a lot of Tempest from what I keep seeing. Creep tumor. 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 Now look, he's attacking me. Select all army. Go to the blue blob on the minimap. Let's rebuild this base. Let's take another drone because another drone got sacrificed for that. Let's do another round of creep. 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 Am I worried about the fact that he has Tempest cutting my Hydras right now? No, I don't care. Because that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is that I am controlling the map and I'm consuming him and he's going to starve out and die. Okay. Now let's go ahead and A-move up here because he's still up there. Select all army, A-move. Hydras will take care of it. 6. Inject. 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 Fix my economy. Fix my economy. Main base, fix that too. Oh, that's all gone now. Send them all to the base. That just died. That's fine. Okay, grab my army. The army's still sitting. It's just sitting there now. A move. Shift A move. Shift A move. Shift A move. Grab my overseers. Follow a Hydra. Same process again, right? Now what can I do now? We can either inject or creep spread. Let's inject this time. Inject, inject, inject. Fix my natural. Grab some drones, send them somewhere new. And then let's spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread creep. This is mechanics of Zerg, and if you can get good at this, holy fuck, you have such good power over the game and control of the game. Because now look, I don't even need to scout expansions anymore, guys. I literally see the entire map. Because this is all we've been focusing on. I actually have him all the way pushed back into his base at this point. Okay, and yeah, we can inject our bases again. Inject, inject, inject. Grab some drones that are oversaturated. Grab these drones as well. Send them somewhere new. We can send them like up here. Take our gases here as well. And this base is starting to get kind of high, so let's take another base again. 6. Inject, inject, inject. Spread some creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Also, if you notice, GG. If you notice as well, what we're doing is every time I creep spread, what am I doing? I'm either going like this, or I'm going like this, like I'm spreading creep, or I'm going like this. Have you noticed what I'm doing every time I spread creep? I always pick one side of the map, and I literally, like think about it like this. Let me open up Paint really fast, okay? I'm gonna open up Paint and show you. If I have creep, and let's say this is the map, and the creep spread is currently like this. Oops. The creep spread currently looks like this on the map, okay? It currently looks like this. It makes no sense to start creep spreading right there. Because then I gotta go there, then 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 there. It's fucking random, right? But it makes more sense if when you spread creep, you always either start there or there. That way you can go, if you start on either one of these sides, I can be like, okay, now I go there, 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 there. Super easy, and now suddenly my creep is a full layer forward. Or I can just go the other side, start there, 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 there. You should spread in a line that goes either left to right or right to left. It makes it much easier to scroll your screen and grab creep timbers as you go. So much fucking more efficient than that. Don't be the guy. So what does that mean? It means you're spreading in a way where you spread creep in a wave motion. You like literally like you just slide your creep across the map in a wave. Don't do this. Don't be the guy who spreads creep like this. Please don't do this. This is really bad creep spread when people do this. It's like this. Don't do that. Don't make the bunny ears. Because if all you're doing when you spread creep is you go like this, there, 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 there. If that's all you do is spreading creep, there is so much of the map that is missing and you don't fucking see anything. And this creep spread is also very weak. And it's so easy. What I feel like you're doing is, again, you're not making creep spread your priority if you spread creep like that. Definitely spread creep. This is not wave creep. This is fucking straight line. It's like stick creep. You like put a stick and you just drop that on the map and that's your creep spread. That's terrible. That's really fucking bad. It means you have no mobility, no vision, none of that. But if you spread, and again, it's not crazy how people spread creep in StarCraft 2. It's not like a Zerg player is literally going like that. He's not going like creep, 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 like randomly tumors everywhere. Where it's like there's like 65 tumors and he's going creep tumor 16, creep tumor 34, creep tumor 10, creep tumor 7, creep tumor 18, creep tumor 61, creep tumor 45, creep tumor 52. Like he's not doing random tumors everywhere all the time and pushing a bunch of random buttons. He's literally going just left and right, just slapping them down in a line across like the layer of the wave of creep. And if you just do that, and the new layer of the wave is the edge of your creep throughout the map, which you can physically see on the minimap, it's so easy to know where all your active tumors are. And you also know the order of the cooldown then. Because here's how it goes. If you spread like this, and you start with the creep tumor on the side of the map first, you know what that guarantees? All of your creep tumors you're going to go to are going to be off cooldown. They're all going to be off cooldown. Because if your first creep tumor is off cooldown, and that's the one you start with, and you wave it across, it means by the time you get to all the rest of them, they're also going to be off cooldown. However, if you randomly creep spread number 3, then number 7, then number 1, then number 9, then number 5, then number 12, then number 4, you don't know what's off creep or what's off cooldown and what is on cooldown. You don't know which is off and on because you'll be like, okay, creep timber 5 is off cooldown. I can spread it. Okay, creep timber 3, I clicked it and it's halfway on cooldown. Okay, I'm going to go to creep timber 9. Okay, that's a third of the way off cooldown. Okay, creep timber 12. Okay, that's off cooldown. Okay, creep timber 1. Okay, that's off cooldown again. Okay, creep timber 6. Okay, that's off cooldown now. Now, I bet creep timber 5 originally that we clicked is going to be off cooldown. Let's click that again. Like, it's fucking chaotic and random, and you can't keep track of all of them like that. If you keep track of the wave formation, you keep track of one, it keeps track of all. It's so fucking easy, and it also makes it super organized about how you wave the map out, which is why you see Zerg players spread creep like this, where you're like, holy shit, the whole map is covered in creep. So yeah, it's keep in mind that is how you're supposed to spread creep. Okay, that's you know, you're gonna keep seeing it happen repeatedly. But yeah, anyways, this guy, I mean, he went for Mass Tempest. I feel like he's doing a build that was just for fun, and he died. And again, it's one of those things that's just inefficient. This might be fun for Protoss to play like this. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. But it doesn't mean that it's efficient. It's definitely inefficient. But look at the supply. Efficiency versus non-efficiency. That's all it is. Efficiency versus non-efficiency. One player is playing more efficient than the other. So one player hits 200 supply and the other player is at like 120 when that happens. Then our Hydras attack, and we attack into someone going Mass Tempest, which is all G. This base dies because the Tempests were too late. And even though we're going to lose our whole army, and now the Tempests are going to mostly live because he's pulling back repeatedly, just sniping me off. He's microing like a madman. It doesn't matter because we're macroing to a point where we're always maxed.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, cause vibe creeping on airbody out here.
Yeah, that's right. Yo, you. Thank you for the 5, dude. We creep on everyone out here. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Vibe creeping on people. And yeah. And now what are we doing again? We just checked the top right of the map, right? We just literally attacked through the top right of the map. And because it's been a while since we did that attack, like we maxed out and then the Tempest attacked us and kited us all the way off the map, we chose to now do a pass over the left side of the map. Because again, if you always attack someone going right, left, right, left, right, left, you're going to get a good chance you're going to always kill their expansions. And look what I'm catching. I'm getting here right as he's setting up this expansion. Like, all the cannons are just now coming online. So this expansion's not been alive for very long. And now it's dead right away. And now this Protoss player doesn't have a lot of money. Like, he's fucking starving. Now look at his income now. His income now is half of mine. In terms of minerals, at least.
Your series reminded me about macro importance. Applied and win rate shoot off the roof. Much appreciate and cheers, bud. Enjoy your burrito.
Yo, thank you very much. Fear of the Dark. Thank you, man.
You whore, we love you. You inspire thousands within the community to love this game the right way.
Yo, thank you very much, Logic. Oh, yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, I do think StarCraft 2 is more fulfilling and fun if you feel like you can actually play the game properly rather than just saying, well, every game I'll just all in and I don't really have the patience to learn how to play. Like, you might still have fun being an all-inner. I'm not going to lie. That's still a thing that could happen. But I do think you'll get more satisfaction out of this game if you actually feel like you're good at it. Like, if you feel like you actually know how to do more things than just do a 1-base all-in every game. Or a 2-base all-in every single game you play. Like, the game is so repetitive and basic at that level. There's so much more to it than that. And again, we haven't even scratched the surface of what this game is like, by the way. There's so much more to this game than what we're doing because we haven't even talked about half of what the game actually is, which actually is micro. Like, we're only playing one side of the coin right now, which is the macro side. And here pretty soon, like in the next couple leagues, we're going to start actually adding in the micro side, but we can't do the micro side properly unless we've more or less mastered the macro side. And then we can, it's going to be, because here's the thing, it's not just macro. That's not what, that's not, again, I've said this before, but I'll say it again as well. The hard part of macro, let me listen, okay, just listen. This is important, okay? Yeah, actually listen to the words I'm going to say here. The hard part of macro is not doing it fast. That's the easy part of macro. The hard part of macro is doing it while you micro. That's the fucking hard part. And that's the part that everybody doesn't do at lower leagues because they can't actually do it. It's not because they forget to do it. It's because they physically can't because they're not comfortable enough with the game yet to do it. It requires a lot of fucking attention and a lot of practice to do that, which is why if you're not already really good at just macroing fast, how the fuck can you macro and micro together? That's now like you're juggling two things at once now. It's way harder. And based on how good your opponent is, if your opponent's really good at playing the game fast as well, it makes macro and micro together even harder. Because if you're like, Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with this guy. He's so fast. He's over here. Now he's over here. Now he's over here. Now he's attacking my main base. Now he's attacking me with a fucking Liberator over there. There's an Oracle hitting my mineral line. He's warping in Zealots. There's a fucking Nidus over here. He's got Mutas in my natural. You can't keep up with it, and you're going to die. So you have to be able to macro fast to even start being able to multitask with micro. It's very difficult. And that's when, again, what is that? That's all about Diamond League and stuff. Diamond Plus. A game gets much harder and much more intense later on, but it's also much more fulfilling to play this game when you can actually do that. It's so much more fun when you can actually play the game that way. Anyways, there you go, guys. That was another Protoss player. Again, I would say this is another example of a Protoss player who just did a weird build, and it was efficiency beat non-efficiency. I think this is going to be promo time. Yeah, promo!
Oh my god.
Thank you very much for the gold 2 StarCraft, and thank you guys for watching this series so far. I hope you guys have learned some shit. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're definitely gonna, again, I'm gonna keep everything we've been doing with the ideas and the concepts of how we play the game. It's all gonna keep happening throughout the whole series. It's really just, we're gonna try to keep building you up as a player through the leagues so that you can you learn something. It might seem intimidating at first, but you start overcoming it and like getting good at it, and then you build on top of it, and then it gets hard, and then you get good at it, and then you learn something new, and it's hard, and then eventually you learn it enough, and you get good at it, and you keep doing it repeatedly, and before you know it, you're a much better player than you were before. That's the whole concept. It's just building you up. It's not dropping it all on you at once. It's stacking you up to a point where you can handle the things you're supposed to handle in the future. But yeah, in Gold 2 and in Gold 1, the things you can look forward to that I'm going to now start doing as well is we're going to do one more thing now. So in Gold 3 we didn't do it, but in Gold 2 and Gold 1 we are going to do it. And what it's called, I'll explain it in future videos, but what it's called is close mineral patch stacking. I'm going to start teaching you guys how to stack close mineral patches. And again, I'll explain how it works, but the concept of what it is it gives you more money at the start of the game. It actually gives you more money, so it makes your build faster. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great night. Have a great day. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take it easy, much love, and good luck. See you guys. Have fun.